theories getting impounded in his fears. Blinded by denial, but the evidence is clear. Ships sink hold fast, ain't no magic trick. Horizon pulling down, yo, science hit quick. Round we spin, yeah, facts go relentless. Empirical proof, got 'em feeling defenseless. Curious UK globe with rhymes resounding. Flerfs can't dodge these facts I'm pounding. Gravity's the force pulling truth to the ground. Apples don't fall sideways, we orbit profound. Lunar eclipses drop shadows in curves embrace. Trying to run from the math, but it smacks the face. YouTube vids claim conspiracies thrive, but the stars don't lie, they dance and jive. Experiment repeatable, tested, done. Flat claims, flat line under the scientific sun. Round we spin, yeah, facts go relentless. Empirical proof, got 'em feeling defenseless. Curious UK globe with rhymes resounding. Flerfs can't dodge these facts I'm pounding. Flight paths don't loop for a pancake map. Pilots laugh at the claims, leave them in the gap. Gyroscopes hum truths, keep the planes aligned. While flerfs play jigsaw with a missing mind. Round we spin, yeah, facts go relentless. Empirical proof, got 'em feeling defenseless. Curious UK globe with rhymes resounding. Flerfs can't dodge these facts I'm pounding. Round we spin, yeah, facts go relentless. Empirical proof, got 'em feeling defenseless. Curious UK globe with rhymes resounding. Flerfs can't dodge these facts I'm pounding. We spin, yeah, facts go relentless. Empirical proof, got 'em feeling defenseless. Curious UK globe with rhymes resounding. Flerfs can't dodge these facts I'm pounding. Flight paths don't loop for a pancake map. Pilots laugh at the claims, leave them in the gap. Gyroscopes hum truths, keep the planes aligned. While flerfs play jigsaw with a missing mind. Flight paths don't loop for a pancake map. Pilots laugh at the claims, leave them in the gap. Gyroscopes hum truths, keep the planes aligned. While flerfs play jigsaw with a missing mind. Flat Earth theories getting impounded in his fears. Blinded by denial, but the evidence is clear. Ships sink hold fast, ain't no magic trick. Horizon pulling down, yo, science hit quick. Round we spin, yeah, facts go relentless. Empirical proof, got 'em feeling defenseless. Curious UK globe with rhymes resounding. Flerfs can't dodge these facts I'm pounding. Gravity's the force pulling truth to the ground. Apples don't fall sideways, we orbit profound. Lunar eclipses drop shadows in curves embrace. Trying to run from the math, but it smacks the face. YouTube vids claim conspiracies thrive, but the stars don't lie, they dance and jive. Experiment repeatable, tested, done. Flat claims, flat line under the scientific sun. Round we spin, yeah, facts go relentless. Empirical proof, got 'em feeling defenseless. Curious UK globe with rhymes resounding. Flerfs can't dodge these facts I'm pounding. Flight paths don't loop for a pancake map. Pilots laugh at the claims, leave them in the gap. Gyroscopes hum truths, keep the planes aligned. While flerfs play jigsaw with a missing mind. Round we spin, yeah, facts go relentless. Empirical proof, got 'em feeling defenseless. Curious UK globe with rhymes resounding. Flerfs can't dodge these facts I'm pounding. Round we spin, yeah, facts go relentless. Empirical proof, got 'em feeling defenseless. Curious UK globe with rhymes resounding. Flerfs can't dodge these facts I'm pounding. Round we spin, yeah, facts go relentless. Empirical proof got 'em feeling defenseless. Curious UK globe with rhymes resounding. Flush can't dodge these facts I'm pounding. Flight paths don't loop for a pancake map. Pilots laugh at the claims, leave them in the gap. Gyroscopes hum truths, keep the planes aligned, while flerfs play jigsaw with a missing mind. Flight paths don't loop for a pancake map. Pilots laugh at the claims, leave them in the gap. Gyroscopes hum truths, keep the planes aligned, while flerfs play jigsaw with a missing mind. Flat Earth theories getting impounded in the spheres. Blinded by denial, but the evidence is clear. Ships sink hold fast, ain't no magic trick. Horizon pull them down, yo, science hit quick. Round we spin, yeah, facts go relentless. Empirical proof got 'em feeling defenseless. Curious UK globe with rhymes resounding. Fluffs can't dodge these facts I'm pounding. Gravity's the force pulling truth to the ground. Apples don't fall sideways, we orbit profound. Lunar eclipses drop shadows in curves embrace. Trying to run from the math, but it smacks the face. YouTube vids claim conspiracies thrive, but the stars don't lie, they dance and jive. Experiment repeatable, tested done. Flat claims flatline under the scientific sun. Round we spin, yeah, facts go relentless. Empirical proof got 'em feeling defenseless. Curious UK globe with rhymes resounding. Fluffs can't dodge these facts I'm pounding. Flight paths don't loop for a pancake map. Pilots laugh at the claims, leave them in the gap. Gyroscopes hum truths, keep the planes aligned, while flerfs play jigsaw with a missing mind. Round we spin, yeah, facts go relentless. Empirical proof got 'em feeling defenseless. Curious UK globe with rhymes resounding. Fluffs can't dodge these facts I'm pounding. Round we spin, yeah, facts go relentless. Empirical proof got 'em feeling defenseless. Curious UK globe with rhymes resounding. Fluffs can't dodge these facts I'm pounding. We spin, yeah, facts go relentless. Empirical proof got 'em feeling defenseless. Curious UK globe with rhymes resounding. Flush can't dodge these facts I'm pounding. Flight paths don't loop for a pancake map. Pilots laugh at the claims, leave them in the gap. Gyroscopes hum truths, keep the planes aligned, while flerfs play jigsaw with a missing mind. Flight paths don't loop for a pancake map. Pilots laugh at the claims, leave them in the gap. Gyroscopes hum truths, keep the planes aligned, while flerfs play jigsaw with a missing mind. Flat Earth theories getting impounded in the spheres. Blinded by denial, but the evidence is clear. Ships sink hold fast, ain't no magic trick. Horizon pull them down, yo, science hit quick. Round we spin, yeah, facts go relentless. Empirical proof got 'em feeling defenseless. Curious UK globe with rhymes resounding. Fluffs can't dodge these facts I'm pounding. Gravity's the force pulling truth to the ground. Apples don't fall sideways, we orbit profound. Lunar eclipses drop shadows in curves embrace. Trying to run from the math, but it smacks the face. Great YouTube vids claim conspiracies thrive, but the stars don't lie, they dance and jive. Experiment, repeatable, tested, done. Flat claims, flat line under the scientific sun. Round we spin, yeah, facts go relentless. Empirical proof, got 'em feeling defenseless. Curious UK globe with rhymes resounding. Flerfs can't dodge these facts I'm pounding. Flight paths don't look for a pancake map. Pilots laugh at the claims, leave them in the gap. Gyroscopes hum truths, keep the planes aligned, while flerfs play jigsaw with a missing mind. Round we spin, yeah, facts go relentless. Empirical proof, got 'em feeling defenseless. Curious UK globe with rhymes resounding. Flerfs can't dodge these facts I'm pounding. Round we spin, yeah, facts go relentless. Empirical proof. Spinning truth round the axis, that's a factual ride. Flerfs fumbling hard, trying to run and hide. We got that gravity pulling, you just drifting through. Science slaps empirical, stick to the glue. Round pound, sharper minds, we probe for the real. History stacked tall, experiments that seal. Curious minds, globe-trot evidence rolls deep. While flerfs count shadows, we night sky sweep. Eratosthenes flex with them shadow lines. Measured Earth's curve, no conspiracy signs. Dropping mics like Newton when his apple fell. Maths the beat, y'all theory stale like a cell. Foucault's pendulum swinging to expose. Rotation so true, no flerf can oppose. Telescopes beaming, Copernican frames. Centuries stacking, flerfs out of their games. Round pound, sharper minds, we probe for the real. History stacked tall, experiments that seal. Curious minds, globe-trot evidence rolls deep. While flerfs count shadows, we night sky sweep. Launching satellites, proof in the pics. Flerfs screaming tricks, we dropping data bricks. Physics and logic on a level supreme. It's a curved reality, splitting flerf dreams. Launching satellites, proof in the pics. Flerfs screaming tricks, we dropping data bricks. Physics and logic on a level supreme. It's a curved reality, splitting flerf dreams.
Welcome back to Curious UK Debunks. How's it going there, Hanzo? Nice to see you again. So yeah, we are back. I know I missed my Friday stream. I did a short one last night doing some astrophotography. So anybody who enjoyed that, let me know if you've seen that. Now I've done that because the Mikey Smith had earlier today had got a telescope. Oh, great, cool. He's actually got the proper equipment and stuff to do some observations of the night sky. You may actually see something and get a bit more clearer picture. That's if you could have focused it, right? I still have my doubts. And he was still going to use like a cell phone mount and probably try to use a Barlow and zoom his his Galaxy smartphone in too much. Pardon me, and all that stuff. So yeah, I decided what he was going to do the moon. I thought, okay, great, sound the moon. The moon's not hard; it's pretty easy to do. So I thought, right. So I pulled out my telescope, which I have a Solarmark 70mm aperture, 700mm focal length. Mikey's was a 90mm aperture and 800mm focal length. So you'll probably get a bit more tighter in on the moon. Might get a little more detail being a bigger aperture. I thought, oh, he's at the advantage. Now I was using I had a better mount, but not such a big deal with the moon. You can have an osmosis mount like he had, or an EQ mount like what I have. Sorry about that. So I thought, okay, well, it's fair enough. But obviously, I have an astrophotography. I have a planetary camera, and Mikey was just going to use his smartphone. So I thought, okay, well, it should be fair then, shouldn't it? That what we're doing the photography. The rest is just down the skill. Who can zoom? Who can focus in better? Who can do like that? And then obviously I can process my own images. Mikey doesn't, right? So I used to say, woke up this morning, went to go on Mikey's stream, page, on his YouTube page, because I wanted to see what he got for the moon. Because I thought, great, cool, let's see what he's got. And his stream, where he opened up his brand new telescope, which is crowdfunded or donations from his YouTube community, was gone. He just took it down. Not unusual for Mikey to take down his streams. I thought, well, that's just weird. It's odd. I happened to see MC Toon, who's doing a call-in show. Big gutted I missed that, but I wasn't. I couldn't stay up that late with the time difference with him. And so yeah, I was listening to that and realized he called Mikey. I thought, oh, that's kind of funny. And Mikey went, yeah, I took it down and I took the telescope back, taking it back, it's a piece of shit. And I thought, wow, that's just weird because it looked like, I looked it up and it wasn't the greatest telescope. It was pretty entry level. The eyepieces weren't the best. Obviously, the mount was only this basic azimuthal. It wasn't. He was looking for one that's going to correct for chromatic aberration. That one there didn't. It was an entry level telescope, like mine, like my telescope doesn't kind of, the lens is pretty much kind of the same sort of thing, but with a better mount, right, than his. And I've seen chromatic aberration in mine, especially when using the eyepieces and using my phone. I've done the moon. You can see like the blue and green and stuff around it. So I was expecting to see it in Mikey's. Now with me using my planetary camera, if you look at my live stream and stuff, you really don't see that. Now the moon was quite low on the horizon. That's why it was looking through yellow, looking through my atmosphere. And but yeah, so I got like about an hour's observations out of it, so it was kind of cool. But yeah, check that out. Live stream for last night, as well as just put up a video about an hour ago in which I kind of discussed this further, and I kind of show the stuff with Mikey Smith and all that kind. Having that, and then I think just a bit where he said he got rid of it in MC2's live. So, but yeah, so that all being done, all said and done, I was a little bit disappointed in Mikey because I thought he really should have had that. Should have gave the telescope a try. He didn't even try it. He didn't even take it out of his apartment. He set it up, messed around with the cell phone mount, which I don't know why he's even messing with that much because his that he uses on his binoculars would have worked with his telescope because his was the ones where I've seen it. I'm sure I've seen it before. And I think his is like this. Let me see here. I'm gonna bring a picture up of it. So cell phone telescope mount. Let's see here. We can get it. Bring it up. Right. So I'm sure I've seen Mikey's, and his is like he's got a metal one. He's got a half decent one. Now, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think he's got one like this here, which is like, so what it does is this. Let's see if we can get a picture of it up. Right, this is on Amazon. Right, so his goes on, and this it clamps here. So this where this clamps around the eyepiece. So on his binoculars clamps on, and then his phone would go on to this part here, and it would mate up. So this part here, and then obviously your camera mates up this part here, right? So and so they're pretty universal, right? Like we're on a telescope. This way, you just had to clamp it onto the eyepiece, put the eyepiece in, put your phone on there, clamp it up. Bob's your uncle, all good, right? So I'm pretty sure it's not. If that's not what he's using, but I'm sure I've seen him doing his stuff, and this is what he shows that he uses on his telescope, on his binoculars. So what have worked on his? Now he had the one for his that came with his telescope. He hasn't seen it, and it looks like this. So what this does, it goes on to your eyepiece here, right? It goes in there. Then this part here turns, and then there's these little feet, fingers, not feet, but more like fingers come out. And they grab onto the edges of the eyepiece, right? So this is what he had got, and then he didn't like it because it was kind of plastic and stuff. His was like this. His was like spring loaded, a bit more cheaper. Which this one here you can actually clamp. I don't know if this is metal or not. Some are metal, some aren't. But that's what kind of he had. So his was going to be more like just one of the turny ones. Yeah, but we've gone on like that. So yeah. But he faffed around. Apparently, I didn't watch the whole stream. I had things to do, but I did watch the beginning a little bit, and then I wanted to see. I still watch the rest. Right? He's took it down though. So here nor there. So yeah, he didn't even give it a shot. Didn't give it a try. Didn't even take it out and see if he liked it looking through it. Didn't even look through the eyepieces. Didn't even look at this object. Didn't even try it. So rather disappointing. But he seems to be happy with using his binoculars. And if he doesn't think he's getting chromatic aberration through those, he's going to think coming because 100% he is. The binoculars he uses are they are not direct line of sight. And I think the telescope he had was the Mesa his was the 9800, wasn't it? So this is what he had the Mesa telescope from there. Shop our telescopes. Let's see if we hit that. Now it's Amazon. So he got it through Amazon. He said he paid $300 for it. This is pretty much what he's got in this little video here. Oh, that's what he got. So is this their one? Yeah, this is it here. So the Mesa telescope for adults, high-powered, professional. This is professional. It's not professional. It's really just the amateur beginner telescope. Now here is $200 on here. I've seen it cheaper, or I've seen very similar ones like my Solar Mark. I see a very similar Solar Mark, and it was like well $50 less than that. So now if you wanted a good one, he could have gone for something more like a what is this one here? See, he had three. He said he spent $300, and he could have got this for $300, which is a 150 millimeter EQ reflector telescope. This is an upgrade compared to this guy, right? This is similar. This is pretty much their version of the one I have. Now, obviously, with these guys here, and this one Mikey probably not like it. How's it going, Lindsay? Is that you have to collimate these, and if you bump around and stuff like that, you do have to adjust the collimation of the main mirror. And he probably wouldn't like that very much. So I don't know if he would have actually been happy with to have a reflector, a Newtonian reflector. But I know using my Newtonian, I enjoy it. But I think it's obviously this one here. Oh, you DP popped your popped your wrench cherry last night. Ah. But enough. I think on this channel, the first person to pop my wrench cherry was I think it was MC Toon. Funny enough. On my on the other channel I use, like my kind of sock account, my other one that has I have premium on. Funny enough, it was a Sean Hawkins gave me the first time ever having a wrench. But Sean Hawkins gives everybody a wrench, and if you go into his live chat, he gives everybody a wrench, and nobody can mute anybody, and nobody can nobody can have fights or like boot or mute. So that's kind of his solution to stop for fights happening. So. Oh. I'll have sloppy seconds here. Just joking. Here, Lindsay. So yeah, I'm back to what I was doing here. Yeah, so this is what Mikey Smith was rocking last night. He didn't even give it a shot. And I'm rather disappointed in that. So But what we're going to do here is that we're going to check out one of his videos that the other live stream he didn't delete when he did before, and this a couple days ago. I'm not going to check out part of it. I'm not going to do full Mikey Smith one tonight. I know I covered him quite a bit. It's rather interesting. He's an interesting character, and obviously his lawsuit of the Canadian Space Agency is going to be epic for all the reasons he doesn't want. But before we do all that, people, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, we are going to cheers to the flerfs. Got my hot coffee here, sweet and fly earth tears. We're on the spacewalk, and got a little spaceman here, ready to go. Cheers. Yeah, I know. Yeah, his telescope wasn't like a great quality one, Lindsay. He was like I said, it was entry level. I know you get you go on the Mez's app and it goes professional quality. It's not. It's not professional quality. I know that I have an sorry, brain fart for a second. Not SB Pony, this one. Brain fart, yeah. So I have a 70 millimeter telescope. The coffee's still processing, yeah. So I have my Solar Mark, which is the first one I got. My wife got it for me a couple years ago for Christmas. First time having a telescope. It was the first one I ever had. My kid has like a little tiny one, like that's like it's just like really really basic. It's not even an inch by quarter fitting for the eyepieces, right? And that was stored in a shed somewhere. So yeah, Lindsay. Well, yeah, I know that for a fact. Listen, I have a 70 by 700 Solar Mark, which is very similar to what Mikey had. Slightly smaller focal length, smaller aperture. So his would have been slightly more powerful. I do actually have a Astromaster 130, which is a lot better for doing stuff like that. And I have a planetary camera as well. But so yeah, so I know what he had. I knew kind of relatively what kind of results he's going to get because I started out just using the cell phone mount and looking through, having no idea what I was doing. I had to go on YouTube, look up things, learn stuff, try things, doing this and that, realizing I knew I was looking at the moon and I was seeing like blue and like green, the stuff I got around the edges and stuff. I realized, okay, that's probably not right. There's probably something going on there, like optics and stuff. And okay, chromatic aberration. Okay, cool. There's one time I thought I was looking at, thought I had freaking. Oh yeah, brain's going. I thought I was looking at Neptune or something like that, and I realized that Neptune was the one. Uranus. I thought I was looking at Uranus because I was looking at something I knew was and my app I was using Starwalk, and I thought I said I was looking at Uranus and it looked kind of blue, so I was like, wow, look, I seen Uranus, right? Realized it wasn't Uranus. I was looking at Jupiter, but it was out of focus in that much aberration that it looked all blue. So. But I realized that I was, I had things to learn. Mikey is like, he's at the level I was when I first got my telescope, and he's never progressed past that, and because he thinks he knows it all, so he's not willing to learn. I know now, like I said, I can get the planets. I can get planets probably in that one there if I tried, but the finder scope on it is a friggin' piece of crap, and like the one Mikey had, and they don't hold their. If you do kind of get it sighted in, they don't hold. It just doesn't keep. I what that one is really good for. You want to look at stars and stuff like that, like this one that Mikey had, and I liked my little 70 mil for that. It's just going out and doing optical, and then just looking around, just like panning around. Like I sat in my back garden, it's a bit darker, I had better eyepieces. He does. I got Plossy, but nicer Plossies than these really Kelsa grade ones. They're quite cheap on this. And I just pan and just like look around, look at all the stars, because I was using like my 20 millimeter. So and I was getting really just it was just nice to look around, look at all the stars. I had it pretty much kind of focused in, and that's what it's nice for. It's good for like a wider angle and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I know what Mikey. What he had these are they're cheap. They're Chinese. My Solar Mark's a Chinese one. It's from Amazon. My wife got it. My wife paid very close to what Mikey paid. The only thing I didn't have is the collars here, where you can actually turn the scope around. So, like if you're looking at something, so that you could actually turn that. So then the finder scope turns different ways. Mine doesn't have that. My other one does. My Newtonian does, but my other one doesn't have that. And also, you could probably put the finder scope I got. You could probably put on this one. My much better one. You probably put on this one. So this one's got. I like the brackets on it. It's a lot nicer. I wish mine had that. My Soul Mark. But other than that, it's not very good. So yeah, I agree with you. Good for looking at the moon though. Good look at the moon, like I said. Maybe looking at like a couple of things, like say Jupiter, because Jupiter's quite big, and easy to find. If you can get the stupid finder scope to be tuned in, or put a better one on here, spend $60, get a really good SV Bony finder scope. That's what I have. It's on my other scope. It's a freaking nice one, and it goes off on angles. So if you have this thing tilted straight up, then you could actually still look at it and turn. It has like a 90-degree like that on it. So, but yeah. All right, I am rambling, aren't I? So we're gonna check out Mikey Smith. I'm gonna check out one quickly where he's showing the his firmament. So
all right, we're gonna see what happens today. We got some. I got a little experiment to do with myself here, and we will watch. We'll go over some beautiful pictures of the firmament because these globies aren't catching on. They're not getting it. They're a little calm and a little too relaxed out there because they're not really confident in what they're talking about. So, yeah, that's what we got to deal with. Okay, so which is which here? So, okay. I'm just doing a little thing here. We got something going on. Watch live. I need to watch my stream. And we will. Okay. Give me a quick second here. I need to come back one of these bananas.
him freaking harking on those bananas. Not very appealing. But there's something I wanted to address real quick here because that was something I had I watched a bit of this beginning with. So just transition here. Now Mikey Smith has got uncontrolled diabetes, right? His diabetes is ragingly out of control. And I mean like the fact that he's fully admitted that both his big toes on his feet are rotting off his feet, and he can't feel his feet at all. And that is down to lack of circulation. His circulation is that bad in his feet, it feels like his feet are just sleeping all the time. Yeah, he drives a car and everything else. Not very cool. Right? Now, as I was now saying that, one thing is that he is now pounding back some bananas. Now, bananas normally aren't that bad. They got potassium, they got different fiber, they got different things in them. They're okay, right? What they are high in is sugar. That's right. Medium banana contains 15 grams of sugar, right? Now he said he's going to freaking pound back these bananas. Mikey should probably be avoiding stuff like that, especially since his blood sugars and his insulin levels are probably absolutely freaking raging. And I'm pretty sure he should be on, he's actually insulin dependent and should be on metformin. I was with my parents. I was around for had diabetes for 20 years, more than 20 years. So I'm fairly well versed on this. As I watched somebody who went from being dietary only to being 6 shots of insulin a day and the highest dose of metformin and everything else that you could think of because they didn't look after themselves. So here you are. Details. Sugar content: medium banana contains 15 grams of sugar. Sugar in banana is natural, includes sucrose, fructose, and glucose. And some of those are not very good for diabetics, especially somebody who isn't controlling their blood sugars at all. And it talks about ripeness. Now it does have things like have a low to medium GI, meaning they don't cause dramatic spike. They don't cause dramatic spike in blood sugar, but impact depends on ripeness. Now he says he's going off a bit. So we got fiber and consideration of diabetics. While bananas can be included in diabetic diet, individuals should be mindful of portion size and choose slightly green, unripe bananas with lower sugar content to avoid significant blood sugar spikes. But remember, Mikey doesn't control his blood sugars at all. So his insulin levels and blood sugars are going to be all over the bloody place. So we're looking at a few other things here, like bloodline and stuff like that, which is a health website. Continue. So if you have diabetes, bananas are being part of a healthy eating plan. Some tips we include reduce blood sugar spikes, include selecting on almost ripe bananas and eat it with other foods, right? So that you instead of getting the spike just from the banana, like what Mikey's just eating, that you kind of have other foods like proteins and stuff like that. And what they'll do is they'll help to slow down the blood sugar spike in the intake, and it'll kind of instead of a big spike, it'll kind of curve it out a bit more, right? You can also do it like I say if you little tips I learned a little while back is like if you want to stop like having blood sugar spike from like eating carbohydrates and stuff, which are converted into sugars, eat proteins first, and then when you have your if you do have some carbohydrates and stuff like that, then it kind of slows down the absorption and the spike in your blood sugars, and you'll find that you'll stay full longer, as well as proteins and stuff are they don't affect your blood sugars, and they'll help you stay full longer. So you try to get those in before going on carbohydrates, and so that's just something I'd learned. So blood sugar. So with diabetes, it's important to keep blood sugar levels as stable as possible. Mikey doesn't do that. Good blood sugar management can help prevent or slow the progress of some of the main medical complications of diabetes. For this reason, it's essential to avoid or minimize foods that cause blood sugar spikes. Despite being a healthy food, bananas are pretty high in both carbs and sugar, which are main nutrients that raise blood sugar levels. This article investigates whether you can eat bananas if you have diabetes and whether they affect your blood sugar. Bananas contain carbs which raise blood sugars because carbs are converted straight into carbohydrates are converted straight to glucose, which then raises blood sugars. If you have diabetes, be aware that the amount and types of carbs in diet is important. This is because carbs raise blood sugar level more than other nutrients, which means they can greatly affect the blood sugar management. When blood sugar levels raise in people without diabetes, their bodies produce insulin. This helps move the sugar out of the blood and into cells where it is used or stored. Yes, insulin actually helps you. High insulin levels cause you to gain weight. However, this process doesn't work as it should in people with diabetes. Instead, either the body doesn't produce enough insulin, or the cells are resistant to insulin. To the insulin the body makes, insulin resistance. A lot of diabetics have both. Without proper diabetes management, you may experience blood sugar spikes after eating high carb foods or have constantly high blood sugar levels, both of which are unhealthy. And Mikey is attesting this. One medium banana, which is about 126 grams, contains 20 grams of carbs and 112 calories. The carbs are in the form of sugar, starch, and fiber. A medium banana contains about 15 grams of sugar. Bananas contain simple carbs, which can cause blood sugar levels to rise more than other nutrients. So this goes over. So Mikey says he's got a whole bunch of bananas. Probably shouldn't have a whole bunch. Bananas aren't like, I'm not saying not to eat them at all, but he really should limit his amount that he's eating, but he doesn't because Mikey doesn't want to listen to the medical professionals. I know he doesn't. He needs to start trusting his doctor. I think having a healthy relationship and trusting your doctor is highly important. If you don't trust your doctor, find a new doctor. Right, so back to Mikey. I just wanted to kind of get on that. I do this because actually I kind of care because I think the guy's not a horrendous guy all the time. Sometimes he's got his moments, but he's an absolute dickhead. But yeah. I hear him freaking munching around those freaking bananas. I don't know why he just doesn't have something to eat before he goes live stream, but whatever.
Oh yeah. Okay, give me a second, guys. I'm gonna eat.
I know. I'm drinking, but just drinking and not like munching away and chewing away on stream like that. So it's different. It's coffee. Need a break.
Forgot to transfer some pictures here.
Yeah, let's see if we can pass this.
Need to do that. Organized your zap. All right, close that. We've got. I may as well start with the chat, with the stream, seeing that everybody's tongue-tied. All right, so let's bring this up. Bring the chat. Bring the stream up. We're gonna wait for a few people to come in, and we'll get on with the show, showing more evidence and proof of the firmament, which I do. It's not hard to do. It's not far away.
And Mikey isn't actually proving the firmament, and I'm going to show this quickly here. I'm going to see if I can replicate what he sees with my own observations. So let's see.
I am 100% confident in that. Unlike the Globies, who are not confident in anything.
Well, no, I'm pretty confident. We know that you have no idea what you're doing. So
Called Italy. Yes, absolutely wonderful. Good to see you there. And my tablet. I'm just checking things out here. So I was just on my exercise back earlier.
And the fact he works out and tries to like do some like walk and he does stuff like that, that's good. I mean, it'll help with like if he's not having like excessive body weight and stuff like that, it'll help out with diabetes. But I mean, I grew up with a girl that had insulin dependent diabetes, and even though she was in good shape, she still had loads of issues. Being a kid and all, she still eats stuff she shouldn't. So. Oh, Lindsay, yeah, so 110%, he'll be laughed out of court. Like, I know MC Toon said he doesn't even think he'll make it to trial, and I don't think either. I am waiting for, as soon as, like, it'll hit the legal department of the CSA, and as soon as they do, they're going to send a probably fairly strongly worded letter to Mikey. I mean, you kind of give him a little detailing. Now, will Mikey heed the warning? So probably give him a warning and tell him, look, if you proceed with this, then obviously you're not going to win. Like, and put it on, and yeah, everything you're saying is a load of crap. But if this is the courses you think, and he even couldn't even list the damages that he thinks he's took. One was like something to do with loss of companionship. But how you can't even prove that shit? Like, what the hell? So, I think you see 9 or 10, 9 different ones. They're all bollocks. They're all going to be absolutely freaking just like crap, right? So it's just like stuff he's just probably picked out of the air and gone, ooh, that sounds good. That sounds good. That sounds good. Well, yeah, exactly. You know why, Lindsay. Now you know why he's doing this, right? I mean, let's just be honest here, hon. Right? He's doing this because all the flerfs think that Flat Earth won twice in the courts when it had to do with Garcia versus Thompson or something like that. And they think that was a win, because a single flat earther has looked into that, where it wasn't a win. It was simply the fact was that the judge deemed that the lawsuit, he threw it out of court because he said there's lack of evidence, and I think who was it, Garcia or something? I went with the flat earther, the one who's running it. Um, didn't have to pay out the money because that's what the guy was suing him for, because the rules weren't met, because the rules were the guy who used to use a computer program, which wasn't really evidence. It was supposed to be physical evidence, and it was set they had to use 8 inches per mile squared. But Mikey, seeing that and being told this and fed this stupid lie of because all the flatties can't freaking read a stupid paper. Like, you can go online and find it all. You can see exactly what happened, the court transcripts. He's so convinced that because they won and it's already been established in a court of law, so there's already been precedents of this, that he's going to cakewalk this and walk in and he's going to get $30 million or more out of the Canadian Space Agency, because he doesn't think, he's that convinced he doesn't think that he can prove that space is real. Because his whole thing is nah, and that's all the evidence you need. And then he's so convinced, like what he's going to show here, that he's got pictures of the firmament, right? And that's what he keeps saying. His whole title here is like, firmament confirmed, globe ballers, you are done, right? But I can do my basic stuff of the pictures I took for nearly a year ago. I can show what he's done, and I can show what it actually is, right? And I wish Mikey would actually engage and like at least come on and chat with me. Like, I can't call him. I don't think I have the abilities to call him and there's his number. Not like I couldn't get it because it's on top of his phone, his car, but whatever. But yeah, I don't know if he'd even engage with me. Like, I got his email. I've emailed. Yeah, I have emailed him several times, and he emailed me back once. Let's get my words going here. He emailed me back once and said, "Yeah, I was okay. I'll look into it." I was, "Yeah, please." And I was being very nice, very polite and cordial with him. Right? I wasn't trying to. I just said, "Look, I'd like you to come on. Come on to yours, whatever, and we can chat. I like to talk, and we can compare astrophotography, like stuff we've seen." And that's all I wanted to see. I just wanted to show him. I did tag him some stuff saying, "Do you want to, this, and that? Show me something like Mars, Jupiter, the moon, I think I said Venus, stuff like that. Let me see, you see all these observations. Show me Sirius, because I got Sirius as well. I did that like a couple of years ago. Show me like, I want to see your pictures and my pictures, and we'll see." And then I've done a few things, and he's blanked me since. And now he's got me blocked on this account and my other account that I primarily use. So I can't even, I can watch his videos, but I can't comment or anything like that. It doesn't show up. Last time was in his live stream when he was doing, when he was opening his telescope. I was legit on a different account, this other account that I use. And I'll ask, what telescope did you get? And stuff like that. And I noticed that if you're on the live chat, if I went back in, my comment was gone. Like, there's instantly deleting them. So even if I just went hello, I even said hello to CK, instantly deleted. So. Yeah.
Just trying a little experiment here. Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong, Lindsay. I think it's gonna be entertaining as hell to watch him, and I hope he seems to be like videotaping and live streaming everything. So I imagine if he does get picked on video, gets a letter from the Canadian Space Agency, like his letterhead, then he'll probably jump on live stream right away and live streaming it while he opens it up. So I don't think he'll open it up before. I think he'll open it up on live stream. Hopefully I can catch it, because I think he'll delete it too. Yeah, Lindsay. I realized that a while back. I was trying to ask him something, and then I realized, but it wasn't going away. But I didn't click out and come back in, and then somebody else clicked on. It goes, go into another channel, check and see if your comments are in the live stream, even on the replay. And I looked, none of them were there. Because I thought he was like reading the live chat and skipping over me because he wanted to engage. But now I realized he wasn't even seeing him. So I don't know. Probably DJ New Moon. Somebody said he likes to go in there and block people. But Mikey needs to, if that's it, and Mikey doesn't want people blocked, he needs to either take DJ off on being mod, or he needs to go in there and block people if he wants to have that. Or Mikey's just happy to have his echo chamber nice and freaking squeaky clean, and make sure to purify it so that nobody goes in and can see anything. So I think the Icy Spin say they keep making sock accounts and going in to chat with him because he keeps getting because they just keep freaking blocking them, keep muting. So shit, that really. I don't think I've blocked anybody on mine. I've had a few flatties in. I just let them ramble unless they're being absolutely horrendous POSs. I don't see the point. It's funny.
DJ New Moon, good to see you there, buddy. Just like I said, I'm doing kind of a little experiment here, but we will get on with the show. We are. I will show you some fantastic pictures. Obviously, one of the pictures.
Mike eating candy there too, as well as bananas.
Is one of that DJ New Moon.
What's Mikey gonna do when he's got like an infection that's that bad? That's like he ends up getting sepsis, and then he goes into the hospital, and they got like freaking. Yeah, probably. Lindsay, he's got certain ones like DJ Newman goes in all the time. I think Matthew Keem goes into his live streams. Obviously, Sam from she knows from Flat Earth Recognisance goes in. But yeah, most of his aren't. And people like ask him questions. So yeah, everyone else there is like I have noticed that, but there is a few. You'll look and see like his live streams, like as you said. You'll see very few comments. There'll be like the odd person like this and that, but you'll see a lot of other people. But I think a lot of them are blocked as well. So I don't think it's Mikey though. I do think it is like his mods are doing it. So
Kind of brought out some more colors for me.
I think I reckon a lot of the people that his mods who are flatties that do go in quite regularly, like DJ New Moon, I reckon they do that to block the people who are seeing stuff that may convince Mikey because they want Mikey to keep doing what he's doing. I almost wonder if it's kind of a they're doing it kind of make fun of them, like they're like like the if you just had like you got a group of people and you got that one guy, one kid or something like that, your kids they're not quite right in the head, but everybody kind of puts up with it, lets them hang around because they're funny and because you can get them to go do stupid things, and it's like you can get them to go over and do something and sit back and watch because they're not quite right in the head enough to know that what they're doing is going to get them in a lot of trouble, or they think these people like them because they do this stuff, not realizing that they're being laughed at. They only keep them around for comedy. So they don't actually like the person. They just keep him around because he does stupid stuff and they can make him do idiotic things. And they can laugh at him. So I do wonder if that's why some of these people engage with Mikey Smith. It's because they like the flatties like DJ Newman and Sam and all them, because Mikey's doing stuff. They're kind of getting Mikey going, yeah, go sue the space agency, knowing that when shit comes down and the gamble comes down, it's Mikey who's going to be in the way. All of them are going to stand back and go, no. Nothing to do with us, even though they're the ones that encourage them to do it. So it's a bit shitty, I think.
In one of the pictures,
and they don't want people like us telling them not to do it. Who told Mikey about it because Tuna asked someone to let him know instant block. Oh, yeah, I do remember that. I watched that when Mikey was cruising around Saskatoon or something. Sorry for that. Hairs on my nose. Yeah, I actually watched a while. I watched part of that. When MC Toon was mirroring that, and he was driving around Saskatoon. He went to the observatory, didn't he? And then he went and cruised around, and that's when he's seeing the stripper in the window looking at what he thought was looking at him. She probably didn't even see. Couldn't you see him with the lights reflecting off the window? Sorry, yeah. So funny though, but I don't think he I do remember seeing that, and he wasn't MC2 was trying to call him and it wasn't picking up, or he said he wasn't getting a call. So he was live streaming, so maybe I'm blocking it or something. I don't know. I think Mikey's going back there soon to do that again, isn't he? Or he has? Summertime now, it's nice and warm.
Well, I do
That's
get it.
not shit.
They have no confidence in themselves. This is why the Globies don't go out and actually do any experiments. Nothing. They do nothing.
Hello, Davids. How's it going? Davids? Sorry. Davids. No A in there, is there?
You
Hey,
talk to
Davids.
Smack, and I'll do the work. Okay? Not a problem.
I don't get when Mikey always claims this, because even MC Toon is like showing him observations of when MC Toon was down on a trip and he took pictures of of like what was it? Was it SpaceX, like some of the Gigafactory stuff like that? And he says nobody does. Globies don't do the experiments, but yeah, Globies always do experiments like that. Like I've done loads of stuff. He refuses to look at. MC2 shows him stuff all the time, and he goes, "Oh no, that's nothing." I was like, "Yeah, but we're actually going out and doing stuff. You know, even the big guys are like doing stuff like that." So it's just stupid claims to make himself feel better.
Crystal gem. I was going to change my shirt. How did I forget to do that? I don't like wearing this.
All right, let's get past all this shit. This is munching
wait,
on this candy. They should.
My new tripod. My new telescope. Woo, is coming Thursday. Thanks to the donations that I've had in the last few days.
Yeah, so his community donated for him to have a telescope for him to set it up, look at it, and go, "No, I don't like it," and then get rid of it and then send it back. Now, but he would give him money to buy a telescope. Now he's gonna send that money back, that telescope back, Amazon, package it up, get his return. What is he gonna do with the money? He's gonna buy another telescope? No. He said apparently he's gonna put it towards binoculars. He's already got 2 sets of binoculars. People want him to have a telescope, something that has a much longer focal length, and even a bigger aperture, so he can actually get some freaking decent shots and maybe actually see, a bit clearer images. But no, I don't like it. I don't like what, Davids? Little Britain. Oh, don't like it. I want that one. I don't have that on anymore, man. That stuff would be so like definitely that PC, man. All the people would be kicking off now. I do actually. Sorry, I just don't like it. I know. Little Britain. Yeah, Andy, that one. Bitty.
Of course, some of the Globies are getting excited because they think things are going to change.
Yes, I know.
They may change. Yeah.
Davids, I know. I've seen Little Britain. It was still on when I came to the UK.
But for the better, because I'm going to make that thing go to work. I'm going to have multiple
So I just realized YouTube. I've seen the stuff. You're not seeing my responses because of the delay.
magnification eyepieces for that telescope.
Davids, I see him a lot. It was like Andy was probably one of my favorite characters. So.
Which will allow me to get closer to the dome above your head. Orange 33. Let the tongues wag.
Come on, if you gave Mikey a skullet, aloha. If you gave Andy a Andy. If you gave Mikey a skullet and long hair, he looked just like Andy when he. We go on that. You should try to get Mikey to say I don't don't like it. See if we can get quite close. Don't say don't like it. I want that one.
There we go. There's the first troll of today.
Aloha, Adele Ada Baron. Sorry, I'm crap at names. I'm sorry. If I butcher your name, I apologize.
Bad trolls. Bad trolls.
Your favorite was Anne. Anne. Crap. Who's Anne? It's so long since I've seen it. Vicky Pollard was funny, yes. Yeah, but Cheryl, sorry, I can't even do it. How he did that was pretty good.
I noticed a whole pile of people going live today.
Yeah, Alid Brand, sorry. Yeah, he'll have different eyepieces, which I don't know if you know how to use, and then he couldn't figure out why my freaking head's going here. He couldn't figure out whether Barlow said not to use it for first focusing in on things. He read that and was, I don't understand why. I was like, 3 times Barlow, because it's a 3 times Barlow. Any eyepiece you put in that, it's going to be 3 times stronger. All right, David, I know you're talking now. Every time, yeah. I like the also one, the Welsh one. Only guy in the village. Sometimes I can do a Welsh accent, sort of, but yeah.
So I was like, okay, I might as well join the party. Sit on.
I also like the ones where they had what was his name? Was it not Rupert? The fellow where he was like the assistant to the prime minister. That was quite good too. Oh, did you? After the star, Alpha Star in Taurus, and oh, okay, cool. Yeah, David or something like that. Yeah, and there's always like some other gay that comes in there and he gets all offended. That show was good, yeah.
Sit on my ass, make my ass muscles get tighter and more sore.
Adele Brand. All right. I can pass this crap. I should have executed it better.
Oh.
Even freaking here. Okay.
I'll just have to organize them, or yeah, probably these ones. Hold on a second. I gotta make sure.
Mikey needs to learn to, one, how to eat with his mouth closed, and like not like a freaking absolute animal. And 2, just needs to not be eating on stream. Have your snack before you go on. Crap.
We all went to the same place.
It's not like Mikey has a schedule, a set time like I do.
All right, boys and girls, we've got. Yeah, I think the 3. And I should start numbering these ones so I know which ones I'm showing you. Why is this not? Why is this not showing? Huh.
yeah, you should like the Barlows to go from blurry to super blurry. Oh, fuck. Well, he does it anyways with his freaking digital zoom anyways on his computer and his cell phone.
Oh yeah, those other ones. What the? Oh yeah, we'll just go back to downloads and grab them from over there. So here you go, guys. We got the stars, and of course, the firmament all right here. And the stars are all side by side. There is no depth. This.
All right, so you can see that there, right? That's Mikey's. So that's Mikey's thing. Actually, let me play it a little longer because I want to get to a
Star
point.
is not further behind any of these stars. They're all connected to the surface right here, as you can see. It's not hard to film, guys. You just got to get off your asses and go outside and do it.
Is it this one?
All right, adults? Why do I have to kick your ass and get you to start moving? I'm doing some work for Flat Earth.
You check on bird. Here, I'll show you something. Okay, that's his pictures of the firmament, right? Now I'm going to show you. He thinks that globies aren't doing the pictures of his firmament, right? What's this? Oh crap! Hit the button twice. Come on, right here. So he thinks that he is the only one to have that thing. Okay, here we are. Now, this looks fairly similar to what Mikey's got now, doesn't it? Right? I can look. Oh, look at that. Oh, look. I took pictures of the firmament. Oh, look. Look at these stars. They're reflecting off their firmament. Hey, oh, look. No globies got pictures of the firmament, right? Hold on, wait a minute. What is this really? Let's zoom out and look and see what that really is. Oh no, look at that. What is that? Oh no. Oh no. What is it? Oh, it's the galactic dust in Milky Way galaxy. Mikey, fucking hell. But can I do exactly what Mikey's got? It's the Milky Way, exactly. But look what Mikey's got there. And then I can do the exact same thing. Look, Mikey. It's not hard. Look. Look, these stars here or there. Oh, look at that. Guess what I took this on? I took this on the irony. You know, hear ironies. I took this on a Galaxy smartphone. I took this pictures on the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Hold on. Galaxy S24 Ultra. Yeah. So, sorry, a bit dramatic. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. I think this is later on. That's Polaris, by the way. But yeah, look at that. Hey, holy shit. Oh, here we get there's Mikey's firmament right there. Okay, so there you are. So now somebody tagged Mikey in this because he doesn't see my stuff. But yeah, tell Mikey that KRCK Globy just take pictures of the firmament too. Except for it's not the firmament, it's the Milky Way galaxy. And did I have more of those? I got I'm pretty sure. Let's see if can I not. There it is. Here, Mikey. Does that look like his firmament pictures? So, what he's going to do is he does a Canadian Space Agency. He's going to bring those pictures up, saying he's got a firmament. So, Mikey's going to bring his little picture up here of his firmament, and they're going to come back with something like this and go, "Oh, you mean like that? Hold on, wait a minute. Oh dear me. Oh dear. Oh, would you look at that? Oh dear. Oh dear me. I'm disappointed that you don't use the P1000. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. All I have is just this. Well, no, I don't. All I have is just this, but this is what I used, and I put it on astrophotography mode, and I took pictures like this. I know, I should use the P1000, but I don't have $1,000 to spend, so. I don't have that kind of money. Yeah. Oh, let's see if P1000 get the moon like that though. The P1000 can get shot so well. Actually, with proper processing, P1000 might be able to get that. So, but yeah, that's Mikey Smith thinks that nobody's doing the work he's doing, and everybody's doing the work he's
So again,
doing.
when the globe
Just we're all smart enough to know that it's bullshit.
bring up space, I'm not sure exactly what they're talking about, or the whole concept of galaxies. Galaxies do not exist. I've been recording the sky.
Wouldn't it be awesome if somebody actually could look at his stuff and look at one of the stars and know what he's looking at and going, yeah, you know, you see that there, and then this is kind of process it, and he's actually took a picture of a galaxy. That'd be awesome. Use his own stuff against it.
For almost 3 years
They're
now,
going, this
and
is a galaxy.
I've not seen any galaxies whatsoever. Just the firmament.
I mean, isn't that a galaxy right there? Am I wrong? Some of the galaxies show up a bit fuzzy because actually it's a collection of a bunch of stars. Yeah, I was just thinking, is that not one right there? Did he not just? Is that not a spiral galaxy right there? My mouse is. Oh crap! You know what? I'm not on. Hold on here. How if I actually bring up the screen? Hold on. Is this not a galaxy right here where my mouse is? Can I click it on there? There, right there. There you are. That's it. No. Sorry for that. Does that not look like a kind of a galaxy? He's took a picture right there. It looks like a spiral galaxy. We have the center there, and then the arms spiraling out. I could be wrong, but that kind of looks like he may have actually got something there. But that'd be awesome if you actually did get that. The stupid thing is, Astronomy Live actually sent Mikey a video of him taking a video of a galaxy, and Mikey Smith completely ignored it. That looks like or that one there does too. I don't know. I could be wrong. So I'm still an amateur, but to make a lot of clouds. And Andromeda. I know you can see Andromeda. You know, I want to get Andromeda with my telescope. I know you can see that. You're right. Obviously, I got our own galaxy, right? He's legit like took a picture of our own damn galaxy here. His firmament pictures is just the galactic dust and stuff of the arm of our Milky Way galaxy, making like clouds in Andromeda. I know we can see Andromeda. I want to get Andromeda on my telescope, guys. So I'm gonna see if we can do that this summer, if it's above the horizon. And I'm just thinking about it going, hold on, wait a minute. Can I see Andromeda right now? I gotta wait, or do I have to wait till winter? But I'll get it. I'll get it this year. I'm getting a tracking motor for my Celestron, so I should be able to get it with that.
Absolutely fantastic. Moving on. So you can start to see some color in the firmament here. There's some nice bluish tint here, and you can see that the firmament here is kind of popping through there a little bit because the stars are illuminating the surface that they are connected to.
If anybody's in the UK, I don't know if it's any other areas, but where I am right now, they got Liquid Death in Home Bargains, a case of 12 or 24 for 99 pence, 99p. You can get a case of these in Home Bargain right now. So it's actually a pretty good deal if you like sparkling water.
Or stuck to.
If you don't so much, mix it with a bit of cordial. It's actually quite nice. Late night right now. It'll be up. I'll check that out because there's an observatory not too far from me at Alabron. And they got like Wednesday nights they do amateur astronomers can go there and have a look. And I think you can go other times too, but I know they do that and anybody can roll up. So I might, yeah, DVids, I'm not originally from England, I'm from Canada. So I've just lived in England for off and on 16 years, nearly. Well, it was 15 and a half years now, so.
And again, yes, these are stars. For those of you new subscribers who are just kind of connecting with what I do, these are not clear stars because I'm not focusing on them. In these pictures, I'm basically trying to get the firmament. I will leave the stars for a later date. And
did you guys see, who was it that was on? Oh, did anybody see the Drunk Debunk show he did on the weekend? He did his drive, his membership drive. And anybody see Dell come on? Before he did, somebody else, I think part of Dell's group, came on. And then Dell came on and he was trying to claim that the Earth is flat plane accelerating upwards, and that's what accounts for 9.8 meters per second squared downward vector. Anybody see that?
move on from there. And the Kai bar.
Oh, you're in Belgium, David. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to Belgium. It looks like a nice place. So I get my my passport, as in like when I put in the application, when I put in the paperwork and send off and pay for it, because I have citizenship here. I wouldn't mind going, and my wife's got to renew her passport as well. But I wouldn't mind going to Amsterdam. Would be cool, and Belgium would be cool too. You only see a little bit. Oh, so I don't know if anybody knows who Dell is. I've heard of Dell. I didn't happen to be on. I was kind of on and off. I'd been on the Saturday, and was chatting a bit, and then I went off to do stuff, and he came on. I tried to jump on, but we had Dave and Keegan and Brenda happened to pop in, and Mike only wanted to have two people on with Dell, which is too bad because I wanted to ask Dell if confirm that he thinks that the Earth is accelerating up, which accounts for downward vector. Because he says that if you drop something like a accelerometer, it reads 0, but he doesn't realize that something's being pulled by gravity, and then when you do this, you're causing where everything's falling at the same time, so it's going to read 0, right? Now, what I wanted to ask is if he confirmed he thinks that the Earth is accelerating up. And if he says yes, then ask, okay, so if you got a constant acceleration, which I'm pretty sure that's what you're saying, then I know this. For acceleration can explain. Okay, but Dell, who's a flat earther from Scotland, seems to think he's proved this. The only thing is, and one simple thing comes up, is that if that were the case, in less than a year, the Earth would be traveling faster than the speed of light, which then we wouldn't be able to see stars or the sun, or we'd be ripped apart, right? Which is impossible. So I like to frame somehow, how can you have a constant acceleration, and how come we're not traveling faster than the speed of light? So because you can't have both. During when I was sleeping, was it sleeping by his Angela was spreading his gospel. Yes, and well, Angela was there for a while, and then she buggered off. She wouldn't come up, and suddenly Dell popped in. So I think she went and got her little flerf daddy. Hads, we see no what? Am I wrong? Upward acceleration can't explain why there are variations of the g with latitude. No, it can't explain that either, Hads. That is correct. The upward acceleration can't explain why we have different variations in the gravitational in gravity across different parts of the across the Earth. In fact, I think there's even variations depending on density of the ground below you. I'm sure there's something like by the Hudson's Bay in Canada, you can actually measure that there's it goes down. You can actually measure where there's slightly less gravitational pull at certain points than other parts in Ontario. I think it's in the Ontario side, and it has to do with the fact of the being slightly less density below you. Thanks relativity, we can never actually reach the speed of light exactly, but I much better like the fact that measured as a force gravity fluctuates slightly on the globe. Yes. Yeah, oh yes, HADS. No, that's right. Dell's catchphrase. That's right. No. Ah, it's no. That's about right, right? All right. So
Bosch of all kibosh
we can cover this a little bit more and we'll move on.
pictures that the wonderful PJ DJ New Moon edit changed the lighting for me. This would be the star Polaris. This white, at least I think it is. I kind of
See, now I thought Mikey said he knows where everything is and he doesn't need a finder scope, and he got to find out when he got his telescope out last night. But yet he doesn't know what that is, and I'm pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure if you can I look at the same what he just did? Let's go right here, and if I go here and go here and go right about, is that not the same one right there? Because right here something funny. Let's just see here. I'm gonna go back and forth a bit. Where is my thing? There it is. So this is what Mikey says he thinks is Polaris. And then here's mine. Looks not too far. You know the funny thing is about this? The star here you're looking at here, I was looking south. I know where I took this picture. I was looking south. It's not Polaris. So, yeah. That's not Polaris. No, I know it's not Polaris because I know I was looking. That when I took that picture, I was looking southwards. I was looking away from Polaris.
lost track of where we were in the pictures here. And of course, this is the wonderful firmament here.
It's not, and that's not Polaris, and that's not a firmament.
And these lights here, these white colored lights, these are not stars. These
stars.
colored lights here,
The stars. They're all stars and planets.
and here are stars. On the right hand edge of this picture here, this is a star. These other lights here are not stars, okay? They were there on the night that I recorded the firmament as a video.
Yeah, I don't think it'll make you realize this Polaris actually isn't that bright. Like Jupiter's brighter than Polaris. So
April the 9th. So all this scattered light here are not stars. The colored ones here, this is a star, this is a star, and this is a star. And over here, to my downloads. I'm gonna have to review my video there one more time, but either way, this is the firmament, so deal with it. This is not space.
That doesn't
Space
even
does not
look like a
exist.
dome. That's the thing. That doesn't even look like a dome. You can see that's freaking like galactic dust and stuff, and like stuff moving, and there's movement in there as well. It doesn't even look like a freaking like a magical freaking space freaking salad bowl.
Only in your little tiny little minds it exists. Okay.
All right, well, go past that. Okay, so I think that's all I really wanted to show with that. I don't think he actually shows anything of any significance in here. I watched a bit of the stream. I was just reviewing it quickly. So I don't know.
Whatever these wavy lines are here, but they're
Dust in areas that have less stars equals deferment. Only in Mikey's little mind.
Macho Man. Good day, sir. This is another zoomed in picture of the firmament. We've got 2 stars side by side. It would be nice to get those clear someday in a video. Would be fantastic. And
Oh yeah, as soon as you know how to freaking focus your freaking your optics, you probably could. Well, no, he's just using freaking binoculars. He's using 20 times zoom binoculars. Because his binoculars were 80 by 20, which is 80 millimeters aperture and 20 millimeters focus or zoom, and then he's using his camera optical zoom, and then he's using his computer to zoom in even more. I think you can see from my observations where it really distorts really badly when you use your computer when you go like 300 and some times zoom. But yeah, it looks really nice when you're not like distorting the shit out of it. Yeah.
of course, you see these like a circuit. Really hard to comprehend what we're looking at here, but it is the firmament. I just don't know what else to say.
His eyes and this delving into his soul.
Stars are not in water; they're in the firmament. Stars. I think we're just gonna have to keep on the 1,000 videos
Mikey,
of stars.
even Mikey disagrees with like other flat earthers. Like none of them can agree because it's all made up BS. It's like whatever fantasy you want to have is what it is.
Show you actual real stars. I think we're just gonna have to keep on the topic of stars because nobody knows what they look like. Well, I will show you what they look like. I recorded videos and actual real pictures. No P900 or P1000 event has ever recorded videos of stars like I have. I'm just showing you some more.
No, Mikey, you're right about that. Nobody has recorded the stars like you have, as you've done it your own special way.
Proof of the firmament here, and we will move on to the stars right away.
All right, I'm gonna get off Mikey Smith here because I want to see. Now, I thought we'd check out Flat Earth Reconnaissance, also known as Sam, and see what he has on his channel. I don't know if he has anything really new, but we'll check and see here. Well, yeah, you would think Mikey this is Mikey admitting this. Some of the dots are stars, show that space exists. Yeah. He failed in your own special way. Yeah, he did. All right. I don't know. Let's check out Flat Earth Reconnaissance. See what he's got. Cities there by the first Julia Gypsy forum on the Lost Tribes. Oh, is he anti-Semitic, this fella? Just letting me there. Alright. There's that. What's your season? This effort. Gypsies and shit.
mal in einen Weltkrieg zu stürzen. Dann wird das Ergebnis sicher nicht die Tötung sein, sondern die Vernichtung der jüdischen Rasse in Europa.
What is he over here?
Dies ist die Nacht Israel.
Is she like, this is for anti-Semitic BS? Oh, what the hell is this? An hour ago, this just got put up. Alright, let's see something new off of him. Well, no, I suppose he wouldn't be, because he's Israeli, isn't he? Isn't he Jewish himself, I thought?
Live stream, so I don't know if everything's okay. I hope that you guys hear me. I don't know if you hear me. First time I'm doing a live stream, so I don't know if everything's okay. I don't know if I got the right mic. I don't know if everything's okay. Do you
Dude, I thought Sam always does live streams.
hear me? We hear you. Okay, that's great. I don't know if you heard the music behind the video, but that's okay. First time I'm doing this, so let's see how it goes. So, welcome to everybody. We are live from Jerusalem. And today we're going to speak about something that apparently doesn't make sense at all, but you're going to see that at the end it makes sense. So, first of all, I'd like to remind people that before to join the Flat Earth movement, I've been studying for about 15 years the scriptures, the original scriptures of the Torah, and in my investigations, the Gypsy people came up a few times, and after very deep investigations and lots of work, we've came to the conclusion that the lost tribes of Israel are actually embedded in the Gypsy community worldwide. So that file being closed, I've realized also that that war that we are fighting for the recognition of the Israelite origins of the Gypsies had a different front, and that front is called Flat Earth. So on one side you have the lost tribe of Israel, on the other side you have a war for the truth that is going on and that is awakening lots of different people all over the world that are not directly linked to Israel, but that are fighting for the truth the way Israel does, or at least should do. So the thing is that after investigating all what's going on in that Flat Earth movement, I've realized something, that what is going on here is not normal, because you can see lots of different people from different religions, different races, different opinions.
Yeah, Alban, this is this is Sam, also known as Flat Earth Reconnaissance. Now, he tends to be in Mikey's quite a bit. I think he's one of Mikey's handlers, and he's I think he's one that's helping, is pushing Mikey to do the things that Mikey does. In fact, I think one of his live streams has on his own thing here is literally Mikey's doing his firmament crap or something. So yeah. He does a lot of live streams. He goes into Mikey's or he used to go in Ironworks quite a bit. So yeah.
Awaken, around the truth about the shape of the earth. So it sounds crazy. I know it sounds like
He's invited me to come into. They have some where they talk of stuff. I don't know where it is exactly, which channel it's on. He invited me to come into where a bunch of flatties are. I might look at doing it. I just wanted to kind of get more comfortable doing live streams and stuff like that before I decided to go in that. So I don't get so flustered, because when I first started doing this, I got kind of nervous being on camera. So it's just taking me a little bit to kind of get myself eased into it.
Stupid to say that the earth is flat and not a globe, like we've been forced to believe since our childhood. But when you investigate the mother, you see that
I think he actually has been on MC Tunes a couple of times as well.
that in the Torah it's clearly not a globe. The earth is not a globe. The earth is leveled, it's flat, and it's quiet. It is mentioned that it is stationary. And
I I've talked to a few people that have studied like that are Jewish faith and have studied the Torah and have studied different things, and they say that's a lie. That's not true. I haven't. I can't say for a fact myself. I haven't read those books, but as far as I know, I've talked to people who have, and they said that it doesn't say that they're flat and stationary.
Quiet. And when we realize that behind that fight, behind this fight of flat Earth, there is a fight about on everything which is a lie. That means that to make believe people that the Earth is the globe is a big lie that's been engineered, according to what I believe I understood, about 600 years ago, by the Catholic Church with Nicholas of.
I'm just gonna try ask something. Hey Gemini, I'm on my YouTube channel live streaming on Curious UK Debunks. I'm gonna say hello to everybody.
Hey everyone watching K Debunk's live stream. Welcome, and I hope you're all having a great time. What are you all discussing
Hold on.
today?
I said Curious UK Debunks.
Got it. Hey everyone watching Curious UK Debunks. Welcome, and I hope you're all having a great time. What are you all discussing today?
Does the Torah for the Jewish faith, does it mention anything about the earth being flat and stationary?
The Torah describes the Earth as having corners and being fixed in place, which some interpret as supporting a flat Earth model. However, mainstream Jewish thought interprets these descriptions metaphorically, aligning with a spherical Earth. It's a topic of ongoing discussion within religious studies.
Right, so it kind of describes the earth as more like a flat piece of paper than really like a round disc.
The Torah does describe the Earth in ways that could be interpreted as flat, like having corners. However, it's important to remember that ancient texts often use metaphorical language. Modern scientific understanding, supported by evidence, confirms the Earth is a sphere.
Right, so there, the Torah. So apparently, the Torah describes it as being like having corners, like every corner of the earth. But you could see that like every corner is in like just like I say, it's usually metaphor, like going, it's like seeing. I suppose there's ways of like interpreting it. Does Isa? That would be interesting. Yeah. There's a few people I know that know a lot of religious texts that discovered not discovered that have studied into different things like that a lot more than I have. I grew up kind of Christian in a way, but I didn't pay as much attention as I probably should have. And I started reading the Bible, and then I just stopped because I got bored, and it's just I couldn't be bothered. So I read a little bit of Genesis, and then read other books. So yeah, it's interesting stories.
Fusa that started, talking about this, that the Earth was a sphere and that there were other planets like ours in the universe. And what they're trying to push is that, the Greeks, or one Greek at a time, like 2,000 years ago, also believed that the Earth is a globe, that the whole world believed that the Earth is a globe, but that's not true because, first of all, if it was true, so why, starting to invent that theory like 600 years ago? That's one thing. And the second thing is that we have no proof that anybody ever thought that.
Yeah, Alabran, that's kind of how I always took it. When you said the four corners, I always thought more like cardinal directions. Off the four corners of the earth, so wherever you stand, you go the four different directions. Yeah, that's always how I kind of thought of it as well. Yeah. I think a lot of people kind of remember that a lot of these texts, like I said, like the Bible, it was been translated and retranslated and then rewritten and different things taken out and stuff. And back in the day when the church they were really involved in like politics and the state and stuff like that, especially in like Catholicism and stuff, and like in Europe and stuff. So there are certain things you can't say that weren't they taken or retranslated or put a certain way where the way of thinking they did. You got some priest in a church somewhere deciphering from ancient Hebrew to something else, and if he's going to translate his own way, or he's going to write it in what kind of makes sense to him in they're his only way of thinking, where he's lived in the same town, little village all his life, or lived in a monastery since he was very young. And so it's going to be, and then they've even admitted there are certain books that were taken out of the Bible and stuff like that have left out. So, I mean, it's all about the Bible or the Torah or almost every single religious book is down to interpretation as well. So, how do you read it? How do you interpret it? It's your personal journey and relationship to your God. So
at the time that and third, we know that all the civilizations worldwide knew that the earth was flat. That's something that was known. So again, to push that lie about the shape of the earth hides a war, a spiritual war against God. And in order to fight God, you have to fight his creation, and you have to fight nature. You have to find everything which is normal, and to make people believe that in fact life came up by chance. There was a big bang in the universe, and there is an evolution from animals to human beings, and that in fact there is no God, and everything that we have today is from the manpower, is from technology, and this is the new God now. Also to make people believe that there is depth in space, and that there are galaxies and billions and trillions of stars, and of course mathematically, logically, there is other planets like ours, and of course other civilizations and alien civilizations, and all this is a network of lies, conceived, meticulously for centuries, in order to bring the world population to abandon the idea of the God that created, our world, and to lead them astray and away from God.
yeah, if you took like say the Big Bang and like evolution and put that aside for a second. And I've asked this of some religious flerfs on like TikTok where I first started doing flat Earth stuff and debunking. And I did ask him, I said, do you think that? So you think God only created a flat dirt pizza with a sellable over top, and that's it? And they went, yeah. I said, well, so you're all the God you believe in can only create this only tiny little round disc of dirt, and it has to put like a perfect terrarium. It's like, well, majority of people that have religion, including like say Catholics or Christians, believe that God created the whole entire universe. So, which God do you think would you want to believe in? One that could only create a little tiny, round disc and put like something over top, has to sit on top to try to keep us all here, or one that created absolutely everything, ever expanding, massive, huge, infinite universe, and multiple planets, stars, galaxies, everything, and other things. Which ones do you think is? I always think I've said that. Well, one religious flair got really angry at me. Hey, it's going to DB debunks. How's it going there, buddy? I actually the one religious flair. I said, look, well, I said I don't believe in a God. I said I do think there's something out there. I said, but what I believe in created the whole entire universe. And you believe in created a little tiny thing. So your God's weak and feeble and can only create a little tiny dirt pizza with a little dome on top. And mine created the whole entire universe and infinite galaxies, other civilizations, and everything else. So your God's weak and feeble. My God would crush your God. So he didn't like that very much. He got really angry.
So we know that it's that war is a spiritual war, and actually in the Torah it is referred as.
How's it going, DP debunks? What's happening? What's the good word?
As the war of Gog and Magog. That means there's going to be a big battle coming up. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know that it's coming up, and that God is actually today regrouping his armies for that war. So how do we know it's? How do we know that it's linked to the war?
Well, considering he thinks his God can only create a little dirt pizza covered by a magic salad bowl. I don't have much hope for his God's armies compared to the other ones that can create a whole entire universe.
Gog and Magog, because there is a commentary of Rashi, which is a big Jewish scholar, that mentions one of the verses of the book of Job that refers to the sea barriers, because you see in the flat Earth theory, let's say like this, or reality.
All right. Good morning, DP. Yeah, I suppose it's just getting the morning there over in Aussieland, and need some more coffee, eh? Yes. God has to be smart. Vision. Understanding. Oh, yes, I thought DP. I thought good point there, Leotis. Yeah, I thought I'd just check out Flat Earth Reconnaissance. I was looking at a bit of how's it going, ZH? I was checking out a bit of Mikey, trying to prove the firmament because obviously he deleted his telescope live stream, and then because he didn't want to go and show anything, so I just checked that out real quick, and then I thought I'd check out Sam, who kind of orbits around Mikey a bit, or is like one of Mikey's handlers, and then check and see what he has. He just put this up about an hour ago, so.
The south is surrounding, the Earth. It's like in a plate. You have the north in the center, and all
It's
around
not.
you have like big ice walls keeping the seas together. And actually, the Torah mentions these walls. And
So Sam doesn't realize that ice floats on top of water, right? Like, I mean, hello, fucking McFly. Ice floats on top of water. The water will just go underneath the ice.
in his commentary of that verse, Rashi says that God did bury, very important treasures over there to be used at the end of times, in the war of Gog and Magog. So this is the first reference that we have between the existence of these, sea barriers, which are only mentioned in the Flat Earth model, and the war of Gog and Magog. So there is a spiritual war that, we are being attacked at a spiritual level and at a human level. And this concerns everybody. Doesn't matter, who you are, what you believe in, but because, we are attacked as humans, not as, Christians, not as Jews, not as blacks, or, whatever. So,
Well, I mean, I wonder, DP, does he follow Mikey, or is he one of Mikey's handlers? And he's like, they're pushing Mikey to do different things, and then watching to see what happens, and using Mikey as a bit of a pawn, is what I'm wondering.
so we are attacked as humans, and this is the war that is going on. And the people that are lying about the shape of the Earth and about space, NASA has been caught like so many times faking all their videos of space. It's all computer-generated images. It's like, or artistical, artistic drawings. It's all fake. From the first minute, it was all fake. And so behind all these lies that cost them like trillions of dollars, behind all these lies, are a cast of people who are responsible of almost all the lies that we believe in about, medicine, about science, about history, about education.
Yeah, I get you, DP. That it's the whole like attack somebody with their loving spirituals. They're appealing to people's faith, which can be a powerful weapon to push them to kind of and control. And this has been proven several times. So I think this is kind of where Sam goes with. He's trying to use the faith thing and twist it and bend it. Because obviously, with faith, you got like the God and all that. It's stuff that it's all based on faith. You don't have to prove anything, not to have any demonstrable proof, evidence, facts, nothing like that. You can just go feelings. Exactly. Well, yeah, Albrand, yeah, the whole like us versus them, always make your enemy evil, yeah. And that one, that is like the rhetoric for any kind of, if you want to think like armies. Every army thought that they were fighting against the bad guys. There you go. Make you a mod there, DP. How fire is that? No, DP, man. Some of the fires you get there, man. British Columbia was bad enough for the devil's lettuce they used to grow there. It's pretty good stuff from friends. I never partook, but I had a lot of friends that did. But yeah, don't need any more of that. The rest of the earth be sitting there. If we're gonna start thinking like Sam. all the pictures of the contrary. Well, yeah, I have brought that up. Yeah. No. Don't get power. Went down under. King here to help. Oh, wow. Unlimited power. Oh, no. I've created a monster DP screen. I gave DP some power.
About everything. So it's a war against truth and a war against God that is going on here. And that battle...
Devil's Lettuce got you a wrench.
Shaped with, on one side, the Flat Earth movement, including all kinds of people in the world, like not only realizing that the Earth is flat, because that's easy, because even our enemies do that. Even people that refute that idea know that the Earth is flat, but also fight for that idea, fight for promoting the truth, fight and put everything they have and everything they are into that fight to fight the lies and to fight all these lies about everything. So on one side you have all these people coming up, and for me, Jew, for me, son of Israel, I see that is not normal, because usually the nations, what we call the Goyim, the nations, they're not very interested into the fighting to the death for truth. It's not something that is proper to them. Mostly the world population is like just wants to survive, have a good life, care about people, have like basic human values, but they want like fight for the truth to death, like it's something that's proper to what our fathers did. And so this is very special. And when I thought about this, I said, it's not, those people are exceptional. Those people are very special. So they have to be mentioned somehow in the Torah. And I found something that actually can explain who are these people that apparently have no links between them, no connections between them. And what I said in my last video is that actually there is a people of in the Torah that is barely mentioned, who is mentioned actually as the Abraham students. So Abraham, you have to know that his fight was to enforce the truth and to fight for the truth everywhere he can, with everybody he could. And the thing is that his students, of course, had to have that same spirit, that same motivation, fight for the truth. So people can believe that he was like feeding the hungry ones, and he was like very hospitable, and this is true at a certain level. But his fight was to actually feed people with knowledge and fight with them to explain them that what they believed in was false, and he was fighting with them to show them the truth. So you have that people here.
Sorry about that. Well, yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is all they have, when you see, let's see, they have faith. The faith is the truth. The faith is, trust you, bro. It's the whole, like, I don't have to prove anything. You have to have faith. And it's like the whole thing. I remember I grew up, it was like, when they say, a mustard seed of faith can move a mountain. So it's like things like that are being pushed. So, because they just rely on the faith, and a lot of religious flerfs like Sam do, they push this because it removes them having to provide evidence, facts, and evidence, because they can always refer back to well, God made it that way, and we aren't supposed to understand Him. So it's just it's such a cop out. It's just stupid. I don't know how to do this. Let's just see something here. Is there any way of me pinning that? Can I pin that? I can't pin that. There we are. Still learning this whole like live stream thing. So I've added a pin to comment at the top if anybody wants to come in for a little chat. Always just I'm up for having a chat for a little bit. That is true, Elderbroad. Yeah, there is a lot of stuff where I think the Abrahamic religions like Christianity and stuff, they took some of the older faiths and older like What's the word I'm thinking of? Yeah, just beliefs or traditions and stuff, and incorporate it in. And sometimes they did that because it would help to transition the people over from maybe say like a Celt, not Celtic, but like a is it maybe like druids or like different different religions and stuff like when they did here where they had some of the pagan religions and helped to transition them over. So a nice bonus for them is their belief system means they're never yeah exactly never accountable for are responsible for anything negative that happens to them. Someone else is to blame, always them, they, whoever. Yeah, exactly. It is Flat Earth is a cult. That's just we can't even like listen pretend like it's nothing not. If you don't believe me, look what happened to Jeremy left and how he's been ostracized like so badly. Yeah, and I see it all the time. I've seen it on like other platforms as well. There's a fella named Duramax who finally realized that the Earth wasn't flat, and he's been lied to all these years. And he was actually close to Nathan Thompson, and and every time he goes into anything, the Flat Earthers come in. They see him on a panel or anything, man, they just attack him instantly because they it hurts him so bad that he's left their cult.
Yeah, it is mentioned in Genesis when Abraham and Lot and Sarah came into Egypt. It is said that they came with the people they made in Haran, in the place they came from, in northern Lebanon somewhere. And then you can see that a part of these people is still present with him when 3 months later, Abraham's going to fight a big war against 4 kings in order to, deliver his brother that was, been captive. And he's going to take 318 people, of his students and go to war with them. And he's going to win that war against 4 kings. So these people are like, not just students, but like also fighters. And this is the only people that does not belong to the dynasty of Abraham, does not belong to his family, but who are fighting with him. Like strangers, people from the nations, what we call goyim, but have a very, very high, what we call zchut, like that means like a very high value, because they are not from, his offspring, but they're going to fight with him. And actually, the Torah mentions these people also as being Israel. That means they are the first.
DP, you got a Super Nintendo? I never had a Super Nintendo. My mom wouldn't let me get a Super Nintendo. I had to stick with just the regular Nintendo. I didn't even get Mario 2. I still stuck with Mario 1. She said I couldn't have Mario 2 until I beat Mario 1. You ever tried to beat Mario 1 on a freaking Nintendo? I had to get the Game Genie, and I still freaking struggled.
The first sparks of awakening, the first sparks of understanding of the notion of a God, one unique God, and this is who they are.
Dude, my first game system was an Atari 2600. It even had the wood paneling on it.
But they're very, very important. So I believe that the only people that is mentioned in the Torah that can reflect all these people, these people from the nations, getting up, and not only this, but understanding the truth and fighting for it. I believe that these people are the offspring of these particular people that is mentioned in the Torah. So my point in making this video is to tell you that we are being attacked. We are under attack, and we are.
Super Mario 2 is he 10? I always liked Super Mario 2. I had cousins that had it. I used to play it all the time. Oh, did you, Lindsay? Yeah, I had all the I've had all the PlayStations. I bought PlayStation Commodore 64. Crap. I had the PlayStation 1, which I bought with my own money. I went from Nintendo to PlayStation 1. I skipped everything between. I had friends that had all the Super Nintendo and 64, all that stuff. I bought every single one since. I had the PlayStation 1, which I had a mod chip on it, so I could go rent games from the local place. And if I liked them, I had a computer with 2 different, the CDR and CDRW, and I could burn straight to the disc. And then I had this a massive box full of this burnt discs of games. And then I had the PS2, which I had until I met my wife, and then I used it as a DVD player, and it gave up. This suddenly stopped working one day, and then she bought me a PS3, which I think my daughter's got now, and my son's got a PS4, which I got for Christmas or something, and then I got a PS5 I got for my birthday. So Your first game is Pong. Yeah, my first game was Pong. I had Pac-Man. I had Pole Position. I had Joust. I had Asteroids. I had Missile Command. Yeah, my dad went to Target. I still remember my dad went to Target and bought the Atari 2600. Yeah, DP. You know what? My PS5 is sitting on my shelf right now, and I don't play it nearly as much as I want or like. Um, Maybe come wintertime when it's like cold here and crappy out, I may get more time. But with with the wife and kids, and then I got so many different projects come summertime here that like today I was outside diagnosing my car because it's decided to develop a intermittent fault when sometimes it just doesn't want to read the key. So I had to look into that and order some parts. And then back window wouldn't roll down. We bought this car about a year and a half ago, and when I took it out, I realized that it has no motor for the power windows. Somebody had put a screw in the regulator, and it had a piece of wood underneath which fell down. And there's a screw in the regulator holding the window up. So yeah, that was fun to discover that somebody had just put a screw in there, and that's why when the windows never rolled up or down ever. Freaking got ripped off by some fella used car lot.
Into living in a war that is being waged by people that are trying to fight God through fighting His creation, through lying about His creation, about His creatures, about mankind, and about everything. Now you have to know that one of God's name in Judaism is truth. Truth, Emet, is one of the names of God. So when you fight truth, you're fighting God. The more lies there is, the less God there is. You understand? So this is logic. And in that war, what's important is to understand that God, just like He said that He was going to regroup the people of Israel from all over the world into one place, and that He's going to regroup all His armies.
Now, there's one thing I do often ask. I have asked some of the religious flerfs, and they bring up God. I do ask them which God, because as far as I've seen, there's 3,000 different gods that are in most religions, and I always ask them which one. And then if they only believe in the one, they deny the other 2,999. In which case, then an atheist only doesn't believe in only one more God than they do. They don't believe in 2,999 other gods. So they're an atheist minus one. So I have asked this, but they never can answer which God.
And actually, we start to understand now that His armies are not just made of the people of Israel, but from out of other people that are also included.
In fact, if you look at the Shintoism has like over 1 million different gods because they believe everything has a god or a spirit.
That embedded in Israel and that started working with Abraham before that the people of Israel was even created, or let's say recreated or regenerated. So that's
the 9 billion names of God. But God's even a name; it's a title, isn't it? It's just like a state of. It can be godlike and have god-like powers. So.
Message, because it is also to make you understand that all these.
You had the Norse mythology; they believed there's like loads of different gods that lived in their realm. So. Labs launch for this morning. Has audio of the turbo pump spinning up before the second stage igniting. That stage separation for this cool. I'll have to check that out. Oh, it was Rocket Labs. They launched the second lander, did they? That's pretty cool. Check that out.
People of the Flat Earth have a value. Now, what is the connection with them and the gypsies?
And the solar eclipse by the Rocket Labs. Was it Rocket Labs? No. It was Firefly. Blue. Yeah. When they showed the lunar eclipse from the moon, looking out and seeing the sun, the moon, the Earth eclipse the sun from the moon, pretty freaking sweet. I'm pretty sure a few flat earthers melted down when I put that up on TikTok and stuff.
Worldwide. Well, the thing is that if it is true, what we understood that the gypsy people do include inside them, the tribe of Israel, and I say include inside them because I don't say all gypsies have Israelite origins, because they are also mixed up today, especially from like the last 60 years where the Christianity evangelism just managed to embed them into the nations and their ways. Because before that, the gypsies were just like vagabonds, like travelers, and they were nomads. But then, after the Second World War, after all the sufferings and all the persecutions, they knew, so they offered them some love and some kind of a recognition, but they.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. Who's the one that landed? The one that actually, was it Firefly? The one that fell over? Who's the one that did just recently? Crap, I can't remember which one it was again. I thought it was Firefly, the one that actually that they got actually to land just recently, and they're launching another one. No, that was the one that fell over was Intuitive Machines, DP debunks. That's the one that fell over was Intuitive Machines. That's the one that caught, and then he's like sitting on the side, and you see his feet sticking up. I'm sure Firefly was the one that actually made the landing. I look it up. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. It's not. Happens once in a
Converted
while.
them into the Christianity, which they refused and managed to refuse for like 2,000 years, because Christianity has been around for a long time, but they never were Christians. So something happened after the Second World War. A territory was given here to the Jews, but in the same time, the Gypsies,
Am I right?
who are actually their brothers, were kept from coming.
All right, yeah. So I am right. Yeah, it was Intuitive. Yeah, it was Firefly, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh no. Hey, I'm right once in a while. Hey, tell my wife that. Eh? Blue Ghost, that's the one. Blue Ghost is the one by Firefly Aerospace. I knew something blue. I just couldn't remember what it was. That's right. I was gonna say Blue Firefly, but I was thinking, no, that's Blue Beetle. I was thinking. So I was like, no, it's Blue something. Yeah, that's right. They're launching another one soon, I think, Firefly, aren't they? I'm sure they are. Are they not? I'm sure they do another one soon. So I'm just looking it up real quick here. Launch services, linear delivery operations. Right. Is it a trillion? Plates didn't trigger it, but they got down. Yeah, it's Intuitive Machines that their AI or something didn't work, did it? That for its navigation, and like as it came down, it was like going laterally, and it hooked and kind of tipped over, didn't it? I think Firefly they had sorted that, but they had their feet like kind of up, so if it did do that, it would just kind of slide along. It kind of would catch. It wouldn't. Intuitive Machines they had their feet too flat. But it's all about learning, right? Uh, yeah, Lindsay, I don't. I think it's. Well, these are private companies that have technically never landed anything on the moon. Remember, NASA's the one who did it, and they did other things. But if you look at you're seeing that, but when the fire, I think it's why Firefly, the Blue Ghost worked, because here's the Blue Ghost. It's quite short and stout, and then they had their feet out like this so that it wouldn't catch and nearly as bad. So then they had this was a bit shorter, squattier, like you said, so it's a lot more robust. Could be why. And then I said I think they had their legs a bit better design. This is like a learning thing for them, I imagine, right? They're learning and they got to figure out how to do it. That was the theory. I think it worked kind of like that, didn't it? Yeah. So Intuitive machines. And theirs was like stupidly tall. That was kind of dumb. I agree with that. That looks cool. I like that. The side by side. Yeah, I have to say, with a lot of private companies involved, I think there is something where there's like some rare materials up there, like what is it one, something 3 that is quite rare on the Earth, but abundant on the states. Crap, can't think of it. What here it's something 3, isn't it? Helium-3. That's it. Helium-3 concentrations. Apparently, that is quite valuable. So I can see why these companies want to get up there and do that. Exactly. Yeah. Well, they're gonna call it fake anyways. Do you not think that they didn't call, like, everybody watched this? Blue Ghost land, right? There's like so there's even pictures of Blue Ghost where near the South Pole where it landed on the moon, taking a video and pictures of the Earth eclipsing the sun, and they still called it a fake. I think there's even video of this thing. Even took video of it landing. So flat earthers call anything that they don't like, they call fake. We all know this. So
in here, and were regrouped under the Christian beliefs and denominations, under evangelism and all that. So now the thing is that if the gypsies have, have inside their communities those lost tribes of Israel, so at one point they're gonna have to come back to Israel, to come back to our lands. So now, by the state of Israel, a lot of people can argue that it's not, it is corrupted and there is a lot of problems. And of course, look, we have big homosexual community. Tel Aviv is the capital of the gay community worldwide, which is for Israel an insult to Israel. It's an abomination because in the Torah it is clearly written that homosexuality is an abomination and it's totally forbidden. So you understand, we have problems, but this is normal because this is a war. So it is normal that in the same time that we are coming back here into a problem. It's not going to be like easy to to become what we have to become. So, but the thing is that God shows the ways that He shows in order to make us come back, and we have here in Israel a big fight also going on because we are being also infiltrated, we are being attacked also religiously and culturally, at all levels. Because today also the Jewish religion is suffering of infiltration of people that are not Jewish, or people that are Jews, but that are fighting Judaism, but they are disguised as Jews, like they're fake Jews. So we are being attacked, all the way. So full scale war. So it's okay, it's all right. It's not the first time. We're used to to fight, and we're gonna make it. But the thing is that it's a complex situation. So this is the message I wanted to share.
yeah, and oh, did you run? That's pretty cool. I know. Well, they do obviously on Baffin Island up in like northern Canada. They do some testing up there as well because it's quite barren and stuff like that. And so that's yeah, I think they do different stuff like that like around the globe. There's pictures of that, and the flat earthers try to claim that it's NASA trying to fake Mars, but it's stupid because it's like no, it's the how else are they going to field test these stupid rovers? They can't field test it like, oh, let's just go up to Mars, we'll field test it, and we'll leave it there. And if it works, we'll leave it there. They have to do it here, get the best they, from what we know and what we've taken pictures and scans and different satellites, that we knew kind of what the terrain looked like, the best of their abilities, and then test it, and then send it up there and see how, and then, as long as they're happy, then go. So flat earthers can't understand what R&D is. This is stupid. American, I would be ashamed of the current admin wants to pass a chemtrail ban and putting doubt in the vaccinations. Yeah, I don't know what the why do you need a chemtrail ban? Because it's I looked into this about a year or so ago when some flat earther was going on with chemtrails, and there's no evidence to show there's like that commercial planes, they're not doing any, there's no chemicals. There's like about 5 or 10 universities all independently did this test to try to prove chemtrails, looked at the soil samples, did everything, and I think 9 of them said absolutely not, and 1 said inconclusive because their findings got tainted somehow. So for science, weather, surveillance, and NASA, yeah. From what I know, like geoengineering and like stuff like what the flat earth thing is going on is done is still like limited, and it's still like a limited scale. That it's not even being done like it's not even mainstream or anything. They're doing like basic stuff other than maybe like crop dusting, or they do a little bit of cloud seeding here and there, like what happened in Dubai where they did too much and flooded themselves out. But they say when they've done that. And even the planes on the sides, they have special nozzles on that you can see quite clearly on the tarmac and stuff that are for spraying and stuff. And it even says on the side what it is, what it's meant for. Yeah, crop dusting and cloud seeding exists, but chemtrails, yeah, because they claim like I live where like it's a major corridor for like I see planes flying above me all the time. Like I'm not too far from Manchester Airport, which is a major hub. As well as I'm in northern, so they come over and going down to Heathrow, they fly over top, or they're flying to the mainland to Europe. I see planes all the time, and there's not chemtrails. Sometimes the contrails hang out, and sometimes they don't. It all depends, but you can see it's very weather dependent. If we have had like not a lot of rain for a while, and it's been quite hot, then the contrails don't hang out as much. But when we've had a lot of rain and then it's warm a bit and you see it, then you'll see the contrails hang out for quite long because you have a lot of moisture in the air and it's holding on to it. So it's just stupid. It all depends on temperature and everything else. So, but I mean, there's the only thing we have here that affects our breathing would be the fact that I live in the city and the smog. I live on the outskirts, so it's not so bad for me, but.
With you, this is a message I wanted to tell you, is that something is going on where the lost tribes and that lost people, those children of Abraham, are going to somehow be regrouped. But you have to understand something. What I believe I understood is this. When the people of Israel came into Egypt, he stayed there for like about 190 years, I think, and then he came out. But not everybody came out. Only 20% of the Jews or the people of Israel came out from Egypt. Lots of people didn't want to,
Yeah, cloud seeding doesn't always work.
to stay there, and they didn't want to leave, and they stayed over there. Now in the desert, there was also some purification. That means that lots of people also got killed in the desert, and this is how it works. You have a first family of like 12 people, and then they're going to multiply, they're going to become like millions, and then they're going to just like be...
I know, Gordon, I know, freaking him smacking away on freaking Cam, that was just like... Why didn't you just have a snack before?
Selected, and they're going to be like selections among selections to take the best of the best and to rebuild that people that we were a long time ago.
I mean, Lindsay, the LA situation is it's a clusterfuck, plain and simple. I think on both sides, both ways. You got people there who wanting to stay in the United States, that have immigrated, and then they're being accused of being like, say, criminals or being bad people. So what do? Start like looting or torching, and like, I'm not saying all of them, but definitely the ones that are doing it. They're not helping the situation. All they're doing is making, and they're waving the Mexican flag. They're not helping. All they're doing is proving ISIS and other ones' point. It's not peaceful protest when you're throwing Molotov cocktails, and there's pictures of them actually filling them up, of burning things, of smashing stuff. This isn't helping. So it's just a bad situation. No worries, God. Enjoy catch up, enjoy it. I did go over some of Mikey's firmament pictures, so have fun.
And this is how it works. So I believe it's going to be the same thing with the gypsy communities and with the flat earthers, because in the beginning everybody can be like flat earther, or everybody can in the gypsy community recognize their Israelite origins. But then, experiences are going to come up that are going to challenge everybody. That means today to be a flat earther is not just like to believe in flat earth. It's also to invest, oneself to fight for the truth and to promote that idea, but also to accept the truth as it unfolds. And that's not easy, because as the truth unfolds, it might challenge our beliefs, either religious beliefs or all kinds of beliefs. And at one point we have to accept, what the truth is, even if that means, abandoning, or giving up our, prior beliefs. At one point, also I believe that people went to the moon. I believe that the earth was a globe. So it was hard for me not to believe it, but, anymore, but, I did it. So we have to realize that what is going on today, God.
Right. Yeah. I get you saying, Lindsay. But it's obviously it's in the media and everything else, but it's still not helping. It's like we had protests here last year when and it was all over the UK when some fella went in and attacked a bunch of like innocent children in the Taylor Swift little party thing, right? And there was protests everywhere, and there's a lot of people that were just peacefully protesting and stuff like that. But you're showing like the small areas where people were just taking advantage and being absolutely freaking POSs. But it made it look like, and it was pushed the narrative of that they were all doing this, right? So I get that it's only a small groups, areas where that's happening, where people are burning stuff. And I know it's probably only a very small select group of people that are doing it, but all I'm saying is that them doing that, and especially with the waving the flag and it's being shown everywhere, is not helping the cause. All it's doing is just making it look worse.
But it's also like fashioning, the flat earth people and the gypsy communities, and it's like refreshing his troops. You understand? Because for the last battles, we're going to need the best of the best. It's not going to be easy. So this is what is going on. And I wanted to share that with you and to ask you what you think about it in the commentaries. And that's the only message I can tell you now. But the gypsy people, I have a very important message. We've checked things out about the gypsy community. We talked to rabbis here. We talked to the authorities about it. And the conclusions we had to come to is that nobody wants you here in Israel. Not the government, not the religious authority. They don't want you here. First of all, they know about you for a very long time. They knew that the Nazis also called you Jews. They know that the Nazis also did want to erase you as a race with the Jews, because the Nazis never tried to eradicate any race, but only the Jews and the Gypsies. Even though they said that all the other races were like inferior, but they never tried to wipe them out. But the Jews and the Gypsies, they tried. So that should have been enough as a fact for the people of Israel, for the religious establishments, to take a better look at who was these guys, who were these Gypsies that Hitler also accused of being Jewish and also tried to wipe out with the Jews. It's like if you say, oh, there is a guy in my neighborhood, is my brother.
I mean, yeah, the Gypsies. You get different. You get gypsies here. We get the Irish travelers, UK, and you also get like the other kind of gypsies, like the more like they come from like Romanian gypsies and stuff like that. And for the most part, and I think where I am, we get more Irish travelers, the Irish gypsies, like they're called travelers. Um, you do see them more, and for the most part, they're okay. Like it's just you do get some that do cause problems, right? And or you get some groups of them where they'll decide to go and pitch up somewhere they're not wanted and stuff like that, and so they bring a bad name to themselves. So AT2 Productions. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like they hated the Romani, and they still do kind of get it some areas sometimes. So we do get some of the Roman gypsies as well as we get the Irish gypsies or travelers and around. Not so much my area, but they do pop up here and there. I have a friend who works he's a doorman, like he's about like at different clubs, and he deals with them. And he works a few places. It's just for the most part they're all right people, and there's not hate here, but you do get some who are trouble, they cause trouble, and then they give a bad name to that. As for what the 1940s Germans were doing, well, and they were all about eugenics and they were trying to purify, and it's that was so they anybody who didn't fit into their thing, they were just trying to wipe out, weren't they?
My enemy is saying that this is my brother and he's going to want to kill him. So after that, I kill my enemy. Don't I check, who that guy is? Like, so they didn't want to check it. They tried to.
All right, Leotis, nice to see you. Thanks for coming in, mate. I'll see you again. I'm gonna probably a little bit longer here, and then I'm probably gonna call it here as well. Getting a bit late here, so.
Hide it. They try to conceal it, and now they see that the gypsies, are waking up worldwide, and they realize, their origins, and it's a great awakening. Now there is about between 14 and 70 million gypsies in worldwide. This is what I heard, the numbers I've heard, and again, not all of them are going to wake up and come back here the way they have to. And again, so there's a selection being done by God to regroup his armies and also to select the best.
But I'm still curious what gypsies he's talking about, because, like I said, there's you could. At one point, the Irish travelers are called gypsies, right? Like so you had the Romani. You got there's a few different ones. They're nomadic peoples that they have a history and culture of being nomadic. There's some that are like say gypsy, but they're not as nomadic. Depending where you are, like in the States and stuff like that. There's the Romani and stuff like that, right? Is it Roman? I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but they count themselves as gypsies. But I don't think they're of like the Jewish faith as well. At least not all of them.
Of them. So what I wanted to tell to the gypsy community is be careful, because now what we are seeing is that after a few years that that movement spread, and that this phenomenon just spread out in the gypsy community. That means the gypsies are waking up and recognizing and understanding that this is what answers to all their feelings, that they are in fact lost Jews, not lost in a jungle, but lost in the memory. You understand? So now what happens is that we see rabbis, mostly Ashkenazi rabbis, coming to the gypsy community and say, "Oh, we are, you are our brothers, and we want to help you. Sorry, we want to help you. Come to Israel, want to help you." And then they're going to tell you some bullshit okay, you have to convert first. First of all, you don't have to convert because you're Jewish. To convert somebody to Judaism today is like to take a non-Jew guy from the nations and to transform him into a Jew, which is in the Torah I've never seen. It's something that we don't do. But anyways, this is something that is being practiced today. And today you have a lot of people that are not Jewish, that have nothing to do with Israel, that are being recognized as Jews and mixed up, with us. And this is also a form of attack to try to assimilate us in our own country. But that's normal. Hey, I accept it. This is a strategy. I would have done the same thing if I was inside of that. So they're going to tell you have to convert, which is not true, because God did protect you for thousands of years without the Torah, without the laws that we have, with nothing. So you were able not to assimilate, just as the Jews, did not assimilate. We did not do it because we had like a frame of reference. We had the Torah, we had the story. But you did not, because you had a special spirit, something special that was telling you that you're not like the other guys. You're not like the nation.
Lindsay, aren't like I'm just reading that your comment saying that ICE are covering their faces because they're Gen 6ers. But isn't that they're all in riot gear because of the areas that we're seeing? Obviously, with the news is where the kickoff is going on, and where maybe a small select group of people doing it, and in this very small area. But if they're in riot gear, isn't it this a standard issue? Like they cover if they do it here too. If they're doing crowd control like that, and they're in full full gear, then they do seem to have their faces covered, and I think that's just something that stuff like all the smoke and the dust or stuff getting into the lungs. And then they have the helmet on with the face shield. So I don't know exactly where you're going with that, but as far as I know, that's the standard crowd control riot gear stuff. So
you're special kind of people, and actually you were close to us, and you knew that because even in the Romanes language, a Jew is not called the gajo because you called the
as well as you have to remember, like there's people, both sides are covering their faces, and the police, I think they do at times when stuff like that because it being so close. Not the National Guard, the doctors called ICE. I need to call them abductors, Lindsay, and not hate here, hon, but if they're in the country illegally, they are illegal. They are illegal. They are criminals. I'm sorry. I've immigrated twice, and I did it legally, and I made sure we go through all the channels and do it correctly, and so I never had any problems. But if you're entering a country by not going through the proper channels, not getting your visas, not getting your stuff like that, then you're breaking the law, and that's illegal. So I mean, I don't want to get too much into this, but it's a simple fact. Now you can see this. Now we have problems here. We got people coming across from France on boats, right? We don't know who they are. They're unvetted. They're undocumented, and there's a lot who are like fully grown 20-year-old men. But we don't know where they come from. Some don't speak English. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I'm only seeing what they say. They say the people with no charges. They have no warrants, no ID. Like here, they'll have people like we have like their border agency. They'll go into like a place. Maybe a lot of foreigners and they are showing this. My wife's got a friend that she grew up with. Her dad works for the immigration services UK. And one of his job part of it is to go in and they investigate, and they'll go in and go, all right, who are you? Look, and they'll ask you what the ID. If they have ID or give name, they want to have a name like that, and they say, and make sure that they're documented that they're fine, right? They'll go into like a restaurant, right? We call them chippies, right? And some of like a lot of people that are obviously definitely foreign, and they get a report or they'll know, or somebody will put them in that they think there's people in there, or there are people in there who are illegal, and they'll grab them and then they go through and they're fine if they have all their papers. They go, okay, yeah, thanks, okay, so yeah, and I'll go, that's cool, and they do take the ones who aren't documented, absconded. If they've had the appeal, some do that have appeal, they're tied up in court to try to push back against being deported out. They've already been caught, and then what they do is they say, okay, right, come back and check in, and then they're gone. They'll take off. They'll just disappear to go work somewhere else. So I'm just seeing they're arresting people with no charges. They have no warrant, no ID, or due process. But if they're catching people that have no documents. If they don't have a current visa or a visa at all, then they're breaking the law by being in the country illegally. I've had to do it. When I came to the UK, I come here on a passport. Now I'm married to a UK citizen. I had to go back to my home country, apply for all the proper visas, even though I was married and kids and everything. I had to go back there, stay with family for a bit, apply for the visas, make sure I got everything in order, stuff like that. Wait for the decision. Once I got the decision, then I could come back and then I could go through it that way. So I know what it's like to go through it all, and there's a lot to do this. Like I know I've been there, I've done it, I've gone through all this stuff like that. But I just made sure to do it the proper, go through the proper channels. Did it suck? Yeah, I was away from my family for 3 months, but and my wife had just gave birth to my youngest, my oldest. She was only the baby. My daughter was like a couple months old. My wife was by herself, hoping I can come back to the country, come live with us. So yeah, I've been there, but I know I've gone through the process. So it's if you do it legally, my question is, why are they coming into the country without documentation? Why haven't they gone and got a proper visa? And it brings questions up. That's all I'm trying to say.
The goyim, what we call the goyim, the nations, you call them gadjo, gadje.
They're checking, getting arrested for keeping their word. I'd have to look into it, Lindsay. I'd have to see, because if they're following the rules, and they're doing check-in and they're doing what they should be doing, then there are you could. I'm gonna say you're seeing that I haven't heard of seeing that, but I haven't looked into it. So the people are I don't see why they would be doing that, but because if they're good citizens, if they're following the law, and they're good, and they're people who are contributing towards the economy and doing stuff, and they're following the rules, then there's no why would they do that? I don't get it. So that'd be a detriment to the economy.
But you never call a Jew a gadjo or gadje. So even in your language, we know that you recognize us as special too, and we also know that the word tzigan is an Hebrew word. It's not Greek. It's not from India. It's Hebrew.
Imagine, so no employers are getting charged. That doesn't seem right. And I know, as I said, when I sit here, when they find illegal people who don't have any documentation, or that they can look and go, oh, your name is, I don't know, Mary Brown, and your visa ran out 6 months ago, and you should have left, or you had an appeal that got declined, and you've absconded. We've been looking for you for like the last 8 months. Then not only do that person gets arrested, but the employer gets charged for hiring somebody who's illegal. So you're seeing no employers are getting charged. That's all right. That's kind of shifty, isn't it? Are you sure? I mean, these deported people with active green cards? I'm pretty sure people who have been granted citizenship, they're in student visas with no criminal record. Well, if they're citizen, how can they deport somebody a citizen if they're a citizen? Because yeah, have they? They deported people with active green cards, and I'm pretty sure people who have been granted citizenship, their student visas with no criminal record. All right, I haven't heard that. All right, that's news to me. As far as I knew, and I'm only going by what I've seen and I've heard, and I don't listen to the mainstream media. I don't watch Fox News, all this stuff. Is that they are looking for people who are illegal. So, right. Yeah, that's well, then there's definitely something shifty and dodgy going on there. If that's the case, then I I see because they have the wrong color. I get it. I get, and right. But I say if they've got all the documentation and they're good, then that's shifty. Then if they're targeting people who have legitimate legal rights to be where they are doing what they're doing. So. Right. And trying to meet politically motivated quotas. Well, I mean, as far as I knew, they're trying to get rid of the people who had border jumped, who came, came in that shouldn't have no documentation and no legal right to be there. So I don't. It's yeah. It's I'll look further into. I'll look further into and see because I think that is shifty. I thought honestly I was under the impression that they really, they grab and it could happen to me. I say I'm a minority in this country, but obviously I'm an invisible minority because I don't. I'm obviously my roots come from Europe, right? So I look like I'm from England. I got, you know, but when I speak, obviously it goes, "Oh, you're not from England." Like, no, I'm not. But so I'm an invisible minority. So I do speak from a position like that. But yeah, I could be pulled, and somebody could say, "Hold on, we know you're not like this," and I'd have to show my documents. I have locked up in a safe, in a fireproof bag, inside a plastic bag, so that way if there something happens, that I have them. Because if I ever lose that document, then I'm gonna have a hell of a time getting it back. So tonight with John Oliver, some examples in there that will really piss you off. All right, I will have a look. Last week, tonight with John. Even last week, tonight with John Oliver. I'll have a look there. DP. Yeah. Man, you guys are getting news. I'm not getting this. I don't watch a lot of the mainstream media or news and stuff like that. And a lot of the stuff I do try to kind of keep more up on is what locally is going on here. We got enough shit going on in the UK. We got freaking Ireland's kicking off right now. Loads of stuff going on there. I think I seen it somewhere in Manchester's kicking off. We get loads of stuff going on in London all the time. So it's kind of like Birmingham. Obviously where I live, there's kickoff. So, yeah. In fact, just today, some guy got by somebody this morning. So, yeah.
It comes from Leipzig, which means to distinguish yourselves. So, again, they're going to tell you have to convert. Don't fall into that trap, because what's going to happen, they're going to enter you into a long process. They're going to take your money. And at the end, they're going to say, oh, no, you can't. We know we have an example of, a gypsy guy that came here in Israel for like 7 years. They made him believe that he could convert and everything. And at the end, they took money from him, like $50,000 or $100,000, I don't know how much. And they never gave him any paper to convert. And the guy is like broken now. He's from Hungary. And he's like, he came back to Hungary broken. So we know their methods. We went and we talked to also very high.
Media's touch is great for actual news. All right.
Rabbinical authorities. And we realized 3 things. They hate you. They don't want you here. And they know exactly who you are. And this is a reality. But what I say is that no one will be able to keep you from coming back, because the lost tribes coming back is a part of a divine plan. So no matter what the authorities, the states can say, the rabbis can say, the Americans or the Russians or the Chinese or the world, the entire world, nobody can stop that. Nobody's going to be able to stop your return. You understand? So this is something that's going to happen sooner or later. But what they can do, they can make you lose time. They can, affect you. They can do some damage on your way back. You understand? So you have to be careful not to believe rabbis.
Right. Well, he says that we're going into Israel. I guess he's talking about gypsies coming back to Israel. Well, tell Greta Thunberg that we just tried to go into Palestine. Got brought in by the Israeli Defense Force, given the sandwich a coat, and then sent back to where she came from before she got herself in a lot of trouble.
That come to you that say, yeah, you from us. They have to explain you how come they come with that idea now and not before. and you're gonna be smart enough, I believe, to be careful to avoid their traps. Now we are working here in Israel in order to be able to make you come here legally with like a work visa for 5 years. So all this we started to talk, with the Egyptian communities about that. They have to come here. We have to set things up. Sorry, and we have to make that happen. So this is roughly what I wanted to tell you, that the Flat Earth movement and the Lost Tribes are directly connected. So I would like you to spread the word into the Gypsy community, which are mainly, they're not Flat Earthers. Mainly they just believe that the Earth is a globe and they just like, everybody else. And don't believe it is ridiculous because they're going to make fun of you and everything. Just be careful. It is something very serious. Don't believe me. Do your own research. Check it out. Think about it. You understand? There are thousands of videos all over the place that proves it, widely, that everything which is gravity, the Earth being a big spinning water ball, like going crazy all over the space, it is so ridiculous, so absurd. And there is a purpose for these lies. So check it out. And
except for all physics, cartography, astrophotography, cosmology, pretty much all the sciences show and prove that the Earth is a spherical object orbiting around the Sun in the Milky Way galaxy, and we rotate once every 24 hours. So you can say that, but except for all the facts and evidence disprove everything that Sam just said. So it comes down to it. Facts and evidence don't care about your feelings.
I'm here to answer all your questions. You can talk to me. You can send me messages. There's no problem. There are also lots of Flat Earthers that can help you understand this whole thing. So that's the message I wanted to tell you. I don't know how many people are following this because I have a very small channel on Flat Earth. But anyways, if you have any question, first of all, let me go to the chat and to welcome our friends, which I would have done like a while ago already. So we have, what do we have? We have Chimoto T. Taisho. You're welcome, my brother. I don't know where you're from. I believe you might be from Japan or somewhere. We have Mikey Smith. As Mikey Smith is a Flat Earther, very exceptional person, because he managed to take pictures of stars that prove that the stars have nothing to do with the shape of the stars that the NASA shows of, like a big spot of light, So it took very, very nice pictures of the stars, and that proved that actually the stars have a structure behind the light and around the light, and also of what we believe to be the firmament, or the rakia, what we call in Hebrew, because you can see clearly.
No, well, I've already disproved that. So yeah, but Sam's just feeding into Mikey's ego.
In his pictures, that the stars are actually embedded into some dark matter, something thick, something that is not like like transparent, something like some matter, some, and it's exceptional. So he's the pioneer on that, and we're going to try to develop all this science there that Mike Smith science also here in Israel working on it. So that's about Mikey Smith. You can check his channel, just Mikey Smith, just the way you pronounce it, and he has a good small channel that talks about all this. Now Marley Fords, hello to you.
Is Mikey Smith horizontally opposed because he doesn't like the word opposed and he can't pronounce opposed, I guess? Sam doesn't know what the hell he believes in.
What do we have here?
I think he makes it up on the fly.
We have Tula Keralun. This is looks like a Turkish name. You're welcome, my buddy. And that's it. We have a very, very small. We have Nubik also. Nice talking to you. And this is it. We have a small group of people, but this is going to be recorded and it's going to be for the record. So that was my message. Very short message, very small message. We'll make more, lives later on. And well, I hope that can help you, to start realizing how important you guys are. And I'm talking to the Flat Earthers as well as to the Gypsy community. And again, I know it sounds crazy, doesn't sound like connected, but I can tell you it is. But again, we'll make more podcasts about it, and we'll talk more about it. So that's it. If you have any questions, you can send it to me, no problem. And I still have also to know how to make that live stream happen, because technically I'm not too good with all these machines. But that's it. So I wanted just to send you that that message, that you are very important. You have to wake up and be careful, because everything's going to be done for you not to regroup, not to understand, and to keep us divided. But the thing is that, again, flat Earth, remember, flat Earthers, people that believe that the Earth is flat, people that understand that the Earth is flat, because it's not a belief, it's an understanding. You only believe that the Earth is a globe because there's no proof that it's a globe. It was never proven, ever. So people that understand that the Earth is flat and that fight to promote the truth, and the gypsy people who know that they belong to Israel, that still have that spark of their ancestors burning inside them, that still are gypsies, that are not dead as gypsies, but are still alive, they know that they have a greatness, a worth that's very important to us, and these people will come back. Will come back to us, will regroup somehow, and this is what is going on. So believe me, you are very, very important, and this is one of the reasons why I invest myself into this also, and this is what I've been doing.
Yeah, so pretty sure you're saying, come and join my cult, please. Yes, Cordelia Stewart for all to see. Yeah. So Sam's just saying he wants people to come gypsies and people who believe in the Jewish community join his cult of Flat Earth.
Doing for the past few years, investigating that Flat Earth movement, joining it in, and then this is why we have put Atsigana a little bit on the side, because we always knew that something was missing, and I believe I found what was missing to our fight is to let us know and to let you know that you have allies that you didn't know about, that are actually fighting the same war and the same enemies. You understand?
I've heard this freaking thing quite a bit from Flat Earthers. They're trying to almost do like a revolution, trying to call up some sort of a call to like take arms, rise and stuff. There's a fella on TikTok called the Shape Commander, and he pretty much wants to gather like a Flat Earth army to like overthrow the government, and he thinks that he can overthrow the government, govern better. He guy can't even freaking govern himself, and that he's going to redo the whole education system and teach everybody the truth that the Earth is flat. He's going to take all like the last 2,000, 3,000 years of scientific discovery and everything and throw it out the window. And as Ellebrand said, the gypsy people knew the Earth was round. Well, yeah, because they, unlike a lot of people, especially way back in the day, because they Flat Earthers try to talk about ancient cosmology and ancient peoples. The gypsies, part of their culture and stuff was to travel around. So they would have known that the Earth was flat. They would have seen different things and the stars and this and that. Where a lot of people, maybe back in the day, wouldn't travel. They wouldn't leave. Maybe they had generation after generation living in the same area. So they just look and see. They knew their own little plot of land, and that's all they've ever known. And maybe worked this farm they've had, or they've knew the local village, and they haven't really gone far because they never had a need to or the means to. A lot of people didn't. And nowadays we can travel so far, jump in a car, plane, boat, stuff like that. Back in the day, people didn't have that ability. So yeah, that's even the Muppets me 8 years ago. Is he punishing PBS? I honestly I don't get into a lot of politics there, Lindsay. So I watch a little bit here and there and see what's going on, but this kind of what pops up. But I do try to kind of we got enough freaking corrupt freaking BS politics in the UK alone. Look and see all the shit that Starmer's that our Prime Minister Keir Starmer is pulling. Where we had a thing to get out of the European Union, and he was trying to find a way to backdoor us back into it and pretty much hand everything back.
So this is the first contact, the first announcement, and there'll be more, hopefully. So take it easy, everybody, and talk to you next time.
That is a point there. DVD bunks. Yeah, be pretty real petty POS to go after the Cookie Monster and Mr. Stuffalophagus and Big Bird. I mean, yeah, I like Cookie Monster. We like cookies. I got a big Snuggie that's Cookie Monster. So that was the latest thing that Sam from Flat Earth Reconnaissance just put just put out a couple hours ago. So he's got 48 views. He's got 655 subs. Hey, people, get me out there! Come on, I can beat him, right? Yeah, that was his title is God's Army, apparently. So he's trying to raise a religious army to fight against them, they, whatever. The powers that be are, whatever. See, if you go on his lives, I don't even think that's even a live. See, he doesn't have that even, I don't know why. He's got new discoveries about the shape of the positions of the stars. He's got Mikey Smith talking about shit here 4 months ago. So I don't, yeah. He's put this on his channel, so. I've seen something pop up. Actually be on here, wouldn't it? Oh, this is what DP Debunks is talking about.
Although we are at T minus 13 minutes and counting on the clock. Builder status.
Right, let's just go past some of this.
We have another 4 missions for IQPS launch. We'll build out the take pictures of Earth, the radar in Earth imaging constellation. Now, SAR works a bit differently to other satellites that take pictures of Earth. The radar in synthetic aperture radar describes how the satellite sends out radio waves from space and listens for the echoes that bounce back from Earth. And surfaces like forests, buildings, and water reflect those waves differently. And the satellite and its constellation collects those measurements to stitch together one large, clear picture. Now, SAR is particularly useful for being able to see, even at nighttime or through clouds, the consistent coverage of a specific area.
All right. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. They're talking about the satellite. Oh, really right here. All right.
15 seconds to staging. Insert burnout detect mode.
Miko confirmed.
Stage separation confirmed.
That is a healthy Rutherford engine startup on the second stage now that we are clear of first stage MECO and stage separation. Electron's altitude now is sitting at over 95 kilometers above Earth, boosting along at more than 8,000 kilometers an hour. And everything is going very well so far for this mission. Now, up next is fairing separation when the two halves of Electron's nose cone separate and fall away. And that should be coming up very soon now.
Still have it on fast. All right. That is pretty cool. DP Debunks, that was pretty cool.
Fairing jettison
Is that
confirmed.
cool? We should hear it again.
Miko confirmed.
Stage separation confirmed.
That is a healthy Rutherford engine startup on the second stage now that we are clear of first stage MECO and stage separation. Electron's altitude now is sitting at over 95 kilometers above Earth, boosting along at more than 8,000 kilometers an hour. And everything is going very well so far for this mission. Now, up next is fairing separation when the two halves of Electron's nose cone separate and fall away. And that should be coming up very soon now.
That is pretty cool, DP. Can I touch that?
Fairing jettison confirmed.
HVB discharge holding nominal.
Exactly as planned. There goes those fairing.
This reminds me of something. I'm going off topic here a little bit, but have you heard this. Here's something cool.
Do I have time to change the lens, or should I keep that one on?
Now this is the Falcon bomber that was used during the Falkland Wars, and it was actually reported that some people, Argentinians, gave up because they thought this was a demon from the depths of hell. Just from hearing it. And apparently it's so loud that you can feel your freaking like bones vibrate. And it's that loud now that they're actually not allowed to fly anymore because of noise regulations. Even air shows. The Falcon bomber that's used in Argentina. Let's see if I can even get some of them. Yep, pretty freaking cool. That was the noise out of that thing is just amazing.
Okay, a bit scared now.
I think there's one or two in the UK that still run, but they're not allowed to. They can taxi and they can be a little bit on the tarmac, and that's it. They can't fly anymore. They're grounded for life due to the sound.
There go this.
Yep.
He done that on purpose. Awesome.
That was pretty good one there. That was freaking, amazing. I used to see air shows for free because of Bellows Air Base. It's basically my backyard growing up. It's pretty cool. Aldebaran. Yeah, I've been to a few. There's normally one close to me, a place called Southport, and they do a big one. I keep meaning to go, and I keep forgetting. I should really look it up and put it in my calendar. I'm better if I have stuff in my calendar. Alright, it's midnight. Ending on that. The Falcon howling over here. Falcon bomber, the Falcon XH-588. Yeah, an absolute freaking epic freaking plane. Unfortunately, it will never fly again because this house too loud. Oh yeah, there's also the Thunder Screech. I'm pretty sure this plane holds a record for the loudest plane in history. They called it the Thunder Screech. Yeah. I know DVD bunks. What it wasn't the noise complaints. It was bureaucracy slayed the dragon.
The Thunder Screech's turbo engine was ideally suited for a supersonic propeller. At first, they promised that the aircraft would reach over 1,000 miles per hour. However, this hope was dashed soon after aerodynamic deficiencies and engine reliability issues doomed the program. Not to mention that the catapult began after the F-84 Thunder Streak fighter jet. Development began after the Navy issued a requirement seeking a carrier fighter that could take off without a catapult, even though the Navy program. Early, whenever a pilot needed to hit the gas to correct an approach or perform a go-around, it resulted in a terrible situation, similar to accelerating from 5 miles per hour in a sports car at top gear. Republic's XF-84H Thunder Screech attempted to solve these issues.
All right. Thanks for dropping in DP debunks. That's awesome. Yeah. The always Craig and Tune going live. I always it's the day, isn't it? We make fun of Dearth. Always fun. I made fun of Dearth before, and I'll probably make fun of Dearth some more. So I wonder if Dearth is gonna Flat Earth Dave's gonna pay Critical Think, because Critical Think pretty much fulfilled all the things he wanted for that flight from Santiago, Chile to Australia. So yeah, you better pay up. But we all know you won't, because Dave's a liar.
In 1955, they introduced a stubby high speed on the new jet. The Thunder Screech, named after the terrible noise of the supersonic prop tips when operating, resulted in the loudest and most disruptive aircraft ever built. By June 1945, the American Navy started exploiting turboprops or prop jet concept as a new solution to issues with earlier jets. The idea was that a gas turbine engine could drive a propeller at optimum revolutions per minute during flight. The power output would, in that case, be controlled by modifying the pitch or angle of attack of the blades. The turboprop engine was considered quicker and more easily manageable than a jet engine. It also provided the additional benefit of less fuel. 1944, power with Allison's two-turbine engine, the T-40, expected to generate 7,500 shaft horsepower.
Yeah, I don't know if it has the sound of this thing.
The finished XF-84H was notably different from the F-84, and the Air Force temporarily considered changing its designation to F-106, but ultimately gave that designation to Convair's Delta Dart. Revolutionary features. The 100 horsepower. Unfortunately, the program was cancelled. Its prototypes were plagued by experimental aircraft. Was the screeching howl generated by the supersonic propeller blades. Long Island base to undergo testing. The first prototypes made in flight was July 22nd, 1955. While the aircraft yielded fantastic results with acceleration, several issues quickly became apparent. It turned out that the engines needed 30 minutes to warm up before taking off. Solely for this reason, the Air Force deemed it unfit for combat.
Yeah, can't really scramble a plane like
operations at the
that.
control tower for Edwards Air Force Base, almost damaging sensitive components through the vibrations. One of the Republic Aviation engineers had a seizure after being hit by the shockwaves. Bubbling of all.
That was it, yeah.
For example, a crew chief working on a nearby C-47 was incapacitated for 30 minutes when he was knocked over by a ground run. This, coupled with the engine's considerable noise, resulted in the aircraft's ground crews being notably nauseous and reportedly suffering from headaches. Most troubling of all, one of the Republic Aviation engineers had a seizure after being hit by the shockwaves. The issues were so disruptive that it even affected operations at the control tower for Edwards Air Force Base. almost damaging sensitive components through their vibrations. As a solution, air traffic controllers had to turn off several devices and detect the plane via light signals held by personnel. As no one wanted to be an unintentional victim of the shockwaves, this direction resulted in multiple complaints. The plane out to Rogers Dry Lake before test flights so it didn't disturb anyone. The wide array of issues resulted in no further testing beyond Phase 1. The Air Force canceled the program in September 1956.
Yep, because it was that freaking loud, it actually made people feel sick and or it caused seizures. So, all right. I have heard there's a video out there of the thunder screech. I can't find it right now, but yeah. All right, I'm getting distracted here, but yeah. Oh, where is my mouse going? There it is. Right, well, sorry, a bit of distraction there. Blame it on DP debunks because he got me onto all the sound, the noises and sounds of cool freaking aircraft. But that's it. I'm gonna call it there for now. Yeah, Mikey Smith is just I can't wait to see what happens for his lawsuit of the Canadian Space Agency and essentially the Canadian government. So he's been taken on the Attorney General's office. I think that's who deals with lawsuits and stuff like that. And everything he got is just a load of crap. So this should be quite interesting to see what happens with Mikey, but it'll be probably a few months. We might not hear anything for, I think he said he had 3 months to respond, so we're not going to hear anything till June, July, August. So August, end of August, I think he said. So I think he's getting a little longer. So have a nice, so it'll be just in the summertime. We'll get an early Christmas present, but Mikey Smith has a massive meltdown online, and keep an eye out for that to see when that pops up. So hopefully we can catch a live stream before he has a massive meltdown and deletes it when he realizes you look like an absolute freaking tool. But that's it for now. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna go to bed here. It is past midnight, and I know they said that Toon and them are live. Craig and Toon are attempting to count their lies. That's gonna take a while. So yeah, I'm not gonna click on that because I'll get sucked into those two. All right. I will head over to FTFEs or MC Tunes Live. I'll probably check it out for a little bit while I shut things down here, and we'll have a little laugh at the sake of Derp. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. Click that like button, hit the thumbs up, hit the bell, and so you know when I'm on again, and I'll be putting stuff up as and when I can. If not, I'll see you on Sunday, and thanks for coming in. Remember, people, stay curious.
NASA lies, yeah, that's what I say. Don't have proof or facts in any way. I claim the moon's made of plasma, a place no one can go. The Apollo program's a scam, I can't back it up though. They talk about the ISS is floating in space. You ask me in a pool, I'd say is the case. Satellones in the sky held up by helium balloons. But bro, that's just a lie, cause that's what all bitches do. NASA lies is something I'll never prove. No facts, no evidence, debates I will lose. They say they've been to the moon, I say it's not the truth. I see truth in no way, I hate MC2 when he shows me proof. The firmament is real, a dome up above, but I'll never prove it, so lost that I'm dumb. I know the world is flat, trust your sense of sight. Saying gravity's just a theory is why I'm up at night. NASA is phony like a show or movie, fake like cell stage. Truman Show, child's play, it's just but suck at this game. Because I'm just a dick with only my stupid self to blame. But I'm so fucking sure that the earth is flat, based on how I feel with my papa flare. Swear my blind faith is what keeps it real. NASA lies is something I'll never prove. No facts, no evidence, debates I will lose. They say they've been to the moon, I say it's not the truth. I see truth in no way, I hate MC2 when he shows me proof. Asking the wrong questions, my beliefs are all faith-based. I can't see the fucking answers right in front of my face. Stanley Kubrick is mentioned every single goddamn time. Somehow he filmed it without nobody dropping a dime. The firmament is a dome, it keeps water in the sky. But when you ask me to prove it, I can't know why. NASA in Hebrew, it means to lie or deceive. My flerf priest told me, and blindly I believe. NASA lies is something I'll never prove. No facts, no evidence, debates I will lose. They say they've been to the moon, I say it's not the truth. I see truth in no way, I hate MC2 when he shows me proof. Spreading misinformation and lies willfully, so proud. Like Nathan Thompson yelling at strangers so loud. NASA's lies, people, space is fake and Earth isn't round. Oh shit, the fathers and husbands stop me into the ground. Asking the wrong questions, my beliefs are all faith-based. I can't see the fucking answers right in front of my face. Stanley Kubrick is mentioned every single goddamn time. Somehow he filmed it without nobody dropping a dime. The firmament is a dome, it keeps water in the sky. But when you ask me to prove it, I can't know why. NASA in Hebrew, it means to lie or deceive. My flerf priest told me, and blindly I believe. NASA lies is something I'll never prove. No facts, no evidence, debates I will lose. They say they've been to the moon, I say it's not the truth. I see truth in no way, I hate MC2 when he shows me proof. Spreading misinformation and lies willfully so proud. Like Nathan Thompson yelling at strangers so loud. NASA's lies, people's space is fake and Earth isn't loud. Oh shit, the fathers and husbands stop me into the crowd.